Good morning. How we all doing? It is the 17th of January 2019, 8 a.m. And we are coming to you live from the middle of your right hand. That's right, the great state. That was some Slipknot, Disaster Piece. Okay. I might keep this playing for a minute. Inside. So depressing. So depressing. All I want is also I'll take you with me. Actually, no. We're going to switch this over to the Joe Cronin Show. Save us all! Motherfucker! Week to week, scream and shout. We are told to shut our mouths. Gold in your eye. We're all together. This is war. Out of nowhere. This is war. Out of nowhere. This is war. dick! Out of nowhere, this is war. Out of nowhere, this is war. Out of nowhere. Welcome to Out of Nowhere! My God! My God! My God, JR!
Better pyro than WWE.
What the fuck, dude? We are live in St. Louis! That's good. From Boston. Most of us. 2 of us are in fucking Massachusetts, for crazy.
I'm in hell.
Did you say you're in hell? That's fucking awesome. I mean, it's not awesome.
It's hot.
It's hot as shit. Well, apparently some of the WWE superstars are in hell too, because they want to get the fuck out of this company.
As you said, they're all out, not all in.
They're all out. I was like, dude, that's all out. Dude, imagine that. Like, that's the cry, man. If they all start leaving the WWE, the cry is, I'm all out. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if fucking like the Revival wrote we're all out while they're still under contract. We're all out on WWE. That'd be really funny.
Or they tweet that on their last day.
Yeah.
It's even better.
I can see it.
Fuck the Revival.
Hashtag FTR. I wouldn't be surprised if they call themselves Team FTR if they leave.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but it's true. It could. It gets so trendy right now for them.
Go back to being the mechanics, you know?
Well, you're right. They can't be.
I mean, what are they going to do? But we'll see.
They can't be the Revival, so.
D&D.
Yeah, dude, they were so good remember when they hit their height in NXT, and what has this been, a waste? I mean, granted there was injuries, you know, so the WWE wasn't exactly happy with that, but
they've been back from injury for quite a while before we ever saw them on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were healed and ready to go, you know, as a team for I think what 3-4 months before we saw either of them appear on TV.
Right.
In the sense of like a match. We saw them break up a couple of fights and around for, you know, backstage segments, but they weren't doing anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just one star after another that wants their release or wants to get the hell out of Dodge. You know, there's a lot of speculation, obviously. We originally heard that, you know, Goldust might be one. Obviously, it's his brother that's ahead of another company with AEW, so that seemingly makes some semblance of sense, but
I thought he was already out.
Goldust is so like cucked out at this point anyway, though. But yeah, he's like, isn't he like a sheriff now? He got like a sheriff's badge or something. I saw him talking about that on Instagram or something one day.
God knows.
He's got one of those like weird like privileges, kind of like Mark Henry, where he's like I think still under contract but can kind of do other shit on the side.
Right.
Yeah.
They know he's not gonna do anything fucking stupid, but you know he's not tied to a leash.
Yeah.
And Goldust of all people, like you wouldn't think that in the 90s. No, we can lead him go. He won't do anything stupid like gag himself with a ball and chain or anything like that. No, he'll be fine. Or a stuttering gimmick where he was electrocuted. No, he'll be all right. He won't do anything stupid.
Remember, that was the best time, man. And then the best was when he went on Howard Stern with that gimmick.
Oh, that's right. He stayed in gimmick the whole. Oh man, that was. I remember. He was in the ring with Triple H and Flair, and they're just fucking belly laughing. He's like, Booker T will defeat you at WrestleMania. I'm like, oh my god.
Dude, when he was on Howard Stern, Howard was just like, so what happened to you? You were electric shocked or something? He's like, well, yeah, that's exactly what. Hey, fuck! And like, and fucking Howard's just dying at that point. Like, this is fucking hilarious.
That was cracking me up.
You remember how serious he was? He was so serious too. Like he was like, "Yeah, Howard, it's great to be here with you." Retard, Robin. It was just, oh my god, dude. It was that. If you people out there that are younger that didn't see Goldust after he gets shocked and electrocuted, and then he went on Howard Stern. Go look up that Howard Stern interview. That is one of the better.
I know it was on YouTube a while ago. It's so ridiculously amazing because, like you said, just to stay in that, not only just the one character but both at the same time. You know, like you said, well, Vince treats me rather well. You know, we go ahead, we grab blah, 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 blah. He just
Oh my God!
Not do that.
Back to the original point, Daniel Wheeler is Dash Wilder's real name, and they put in a trademark request for hashtag FTR. So hashtag fuck the revival.
So that's kind of like a
request
that's
with the
beautiful.
US standards.
That's beautiful though, because that's kind of like, you know, it's like fuck the WWE version of us.
Yeah, multifaceted.
Like,
you know,
wow.
they can use it, and it's got a few different meanings. So
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty wild. What a great idea though. So news about them leaving. Let's get back to the revival in a few minutes. By the way, guys, if you're listening, welcome to Out of Nowhere episode 137. Connor from OKFabe and Jake DeMarco, and I'm Joe Cronin. This is Joe Cronin. Hit the sub button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button if you like the video, and leave a bunch of comments down below. But if you guys want to talk about some shit tonight, feel free to bring the hype. Get me hard. You drop a super chat in the chat area under the $sign. But if you want, you can go over to the description box below where it says Twitch alerts, Streamlabs, and you can donate live. And all these crazy donation amounts are listed at the bottom of the screen, as always, in the description box. Most of you guys know this. Not only do you fund the show and keep me being able to do these things, but you also make me have gigantic, weird outbursts of orgasmry on the show during Out of Nowhere episode 137. So feel free
Just
to...
like Otis Dozovich on Raw.
Yeah, like Otis does. Yeah, like... What the fuck
Best
was...
part of Raw.
It was,
Best
you know
part
what?
of Raw. No questions asked.
The first time I crapped on it because I didn't quite see it from the beginning. When I watched... So what happened was, it was such a split decision from the fans, the listeners, that I said, did I miss something with this? Let me rewatch it. Because I came in on the part when they were trying to get him off the stage. And I was like,
the build was the best part. Like, you can see him. I thought it was a fucking, like, stagehand or something, like, working, like, to get them quickly off because they have a match next. And he just, like, it's like fucking Jaws. I was like,
yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is? I'm like, is that fucking Oat? And then
he shows up like a fucking retard. Like, it was really fucking funny, dude. Like, he's like,
God.
Whatever the fuck, like, what the fuck, dude? That was actually... So I'm watching it back. And I'm like, all right, let's watch this stupid fucking thing or whatever the hell, you know, whatever. And I'm watching it. And I just started fucking like, like I'm fucking losing it. And, you know, other people still didn't like it, but I mean, I just couldn't help it. I said, you know what, fuck it, I liked it. Yeah,
I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I didn't hate it. I wasn't.
It kind of was stupid,
but it was. I like stupid shit too. It's just, I don't know. I think it was just the whole like segment as a whole.
It was the whole Rate 5, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a
That's
hole.
exactly what it is. The whole just suck 'em and blow 'em.
I'll give you a hole. Let me try to find him in my. Try to find the video. Oh, I can't find it. I'm looking through my videos.
Tommy NC had a spirit animal, it would be Otis at that segment right there.
Hey, there's Joe Rogan right next to Ghostbusters. Look at that. How about that? I mean, we'll talk about that later, but I mean, Ghostbusters, all I care about is Ghostbusters today at this point.
I can't wait.
God damn it, am I fired the fuck up?
That was epic.
But no, seriously, I was trying to find the video that I was looking at earlier, but I can't find it now on my feed. But whatever, it's all good. But here's the deal. At the beginning of this, I want to go back to the Maria Kanellis and Mike Bennett thing. You actually said, now I didn't know this, and this is something that we can't believe that none of us thought of. You said that WWE is very interested in how, if Mike Bennett had this major drug issue or addiction issue, how he passed the wellness policy.
Yeah,
talk about that.
Adam and I were discussing this earlier because we were talking about, you know, releases and contracts and things like that, and I was like, wow, you know, I'm surprised that Mike and Maria, I'm not surprised, but surprised to hear it today that they asked for their release.
Right.
And, you know, because Maria just got done saying she wants to see Mike on TV more. She's been making a stir on social media, you know, kind of questioning why her husband hasn't seen that you know, uptick that he was promised. And Adam comments here that, you know, you and him had discussed how they originally asked for their release back in September. They said they wanted out of their contract, and then WWE said that you don't have a lot of leverage due to Mike not disclosing his drug problem. And they said, but we want to work with you, so we're going to give you more opportunities on TV coming up shortly. They stuck it out. You saw him on 205 Live for a little bit, then nothing. So it was like, you know, they got a little taste of TV time.
So you're saying it would have been better if Mike Kanellis had not said, I had a problem. You know, if he just kept it quiet that he's recovered.
Yeah, because that kind of gave them, you know, it took away the leverage that they had. They're saying what good they've done with, you know, ROH and other successes, because now they're just focused on the drug aspect of it. But the biggest thing here is that they're very curious. It's a mystery to both WWE and the agency that administers the drug test how he passed the testing multiple times.
Jake, it's a miracle, Jake. He is the living miracle, Mike Bennett.
Not even a drug test will stop me. Well, maybe again.
Here's to the greatest
magic trick you've seen.
Dun, 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 dun.
But
Mike,
no
you passed your drug
one
test, but it
knows
says you're pregnant. You know,
I
like one of
am
those.
high on LSD. No, but you got to give it to Mike, because some people saying that they think that Mike fucking Bennett faked even having an addiction, and it was like a big virtue signal. So that's why, you know, he didn't. That's why he didn't get picked up on drugs.
If that was the case, I think that WWE wouldn't they try to, like, I don't know, push that narrative more on TV.
Right. Well, I mean, maybe it wasn't WWE's fault. Maybe it was our idea. Maybe it was Maria's and Mike's, because.
Yeah, you're saying WWE has no. They think it's legit.
Yeah, like they think it's legit too. But Mike and Maria were like, you know what? We're not getting on TV. We got to do something. And
all right, guys, here's the deal. You know how Zack Ryder did the whole Z Long Island story thing and got over on YouTube? I want you to do something like that, but with drugs.
Yeah. Well,
think about it.
Maybe
People
you just
love
want to have a recovery
They want to
story.
see you, you know, recover, and they like that kind of rags to riches success story. So when everybody heard that Mike had a problem, he admitted it, and he's going to work on it. And now he's, you know, tuning and changing his you know, regimen and fine-tuning his body. He's more muscular. He's more fit. Even in the latest pictures that you see recently, he looks, you know, even more fantastic. So people get behind that, and he's got a lot of support.
The fantastic horror.
No, the whole thing.
I don't know.
But I am curious how he passed, especially with, you know, prescription medication. Even if it's prescribed to you, though, it still comes up in the testing. So
right.
All right, Mike.
He would have had to disclose to WWE that he was on prescription painkillers, and he didn't. That's why they didn't have a clue that he was on this medication.
All right, so all I have to do is just piss in this cup. Yep, Mike, all I have to do is just piss in this cup. All right, fantastic. I'll just go ahead and what's that over there?
It's like that old Rooster Teeth sketch that they had where, you know, that's Gatorade. No, it's not. So your urine's blue, you know?
Right. That's fucked up.
Well, taste it. Tastes like blueberry.
It's just really funny. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, Mike has leverage. Like, you know, they're like, oh, you don't have any leverage. Yeah, you do. I'd be like, oh, you want to find out how I passed the drug test? Well, I'm gonna have to be WWE champion. How about that?
Yeah, really. That that would certainly be interesting.
Imagine if he did that.
Talk of the company.
Yeah, give me that fucking spot, or I'm gonna go to AEW with my secret. I know a guy in Georgia right now that will fix this shit up for me.
He'll go ahead and he'll brew you some tea.
Yeah, I know a guy right out of fucking. I met him at DDP Yoga too. He's involved. He's talking to the other wrestlers too. Huh? You might have some other boys who are getting through the system. Wait till that comes out. Oh, what was that? Oh, did I say that out loud? Oops. Anyway, I'm going to AEW. I mean, you know, he could. Who the fuck knows what he could say to these people? And fuck them anyway for not putting them on TV.
Super chat.
I am hard.
Oh my God, Dean Ambrose.
With Roman's face.
With Roman's face licking his lips. Thank you, Dean Ambrose. I'm glad you're hard. I'm hard sometimes too. And, you know. Luis Antonio Alejandro. Thank you for the $1. Yeah, Estrada. Well, we're going to have to call you Antonio from now on, okay? Just so you know.
Shorten that down a little bit.
No, just Lou.
Just Lou.
Baby Lou. Ladies and gentlemen,
and you'll become
Luis
Lulu.
Antonio Alejandro. And it's like, Alejandro off the ropes. But now, Louis. Ladies and gentlemen, weighing 210 pounds, Louis. Sorry. Andrade Cien Almas. Sounds great. Now it's just...
Why? No, it's not needed.
We've got a new Twitch follower.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah. Take my pants off.
Hell yeah.
David, thanks for following me on Twitch, dude. I found a primal amulet earlier that upgraded my demon hunter from fucking. It's been a year and a half that I haven't changed amulets. Pretty fucking epic, dude. So I'll see you on Twitch later.
And now, live from your mom's basement, it's time for moment JCS fans have been waiting for. ITS time. 1 round for the undisputed Outer Nowhere Championship of the world. Introducing first, the challenger from the suburbs of MA, Joe Cronin.
Bruce Buffer, thank you. But I'm not in my mom's basement anymore. I'm in my basement, in my house. My house. I'm in your house.
Now standing in corner to my right, from the rural towns of CT, the reigning, defending, Outer Nowhere champion, Jaco DeMarco. Judges scoring this contest, JCS participants. The referee in charge is Connor. Insert something silly here, kayfabe.
Insert something silly.
It could be anything silly. It could be a body part, preferably a body part.
Say something stupid, Paul. Shit bomb.
Hey guys, it's go Goldust. I'm definitely leaving WWE. I'm joining my brother. Oh ha 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 ha. Hashtag AU.
Wow. That was a good one. It's my gold dust.
Hey, shock factor's out the window, bro. Why do you gotta do that?
The thing that I keep laughing about is thinking about the Revival facing the Lucha House Party, walking to the back and then asking for their release. That's what made them finally snap. Because that's what I've heard from everywhere. Bodyslam.net, Sean Ross, everything from Fightful and just on and on, is that after that match they went and asked for the release.
Wouldn't you?
You would too.
Maria
Yes, yeah.
Kanellis is a proud democratic socialist. She should be happy WWE is redistributing their wealth to others.
Oh my God. Joseph Fago the Rabid Weasels. Jesus Christ, that's a name, dude.
Now he's just Rabid.
We're just gonna call you Rabid.
I already got a joke.
Because he's
wee.
Don't you get it? He's rabid.
Okay,
Samoa.
But dude, everybody knows me as Joseph Fago the Rabbit Weasels. No,
We're
we're gonna call you Fago. It's Fago, dude. Come on, it's Fago. Calling it Fago.
We're gonna
What's
call
in the
it
WWE universe?
Fago.
Now you're fag.
Make some noise for the over 700 people in here right now. What the fuck is up, guys?
Wow.
Big night, baby.
Those are almost monetized this numbers. Holy hell, we're moving on up.
Well, to be honest, no, this is beating monetize this. My Friday night show at 11 p.m. monetize this is lucky if it gets to 650 nowadays. So, yeah, it's pretty fucking amazing.
Everybody's here for the out of nowhere champion.
Pretty epic, yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
we
epic,
got to put that belt on the line, Jake.
Imagine putting yours on the line.
Anytime, anywhere, you know it. You know it.
Man, why don't you put that fucking thing online against my mother, dude, in a fucking suck your ass match?
Ooh, that sloppy bathtub.
Can I please be the referee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Insert something silly here.
Insert
yeah,
something silly. You
put it right in. I would
just
say
picture them walking in the back with those fucking pinatas and just throwing them at Vince, being like, fuck you, you're cool, I'm out.
We want our release. Why?
Here, I'm gonna go play Fortnite.
Ripping the fucking things open.
Vince, cut a hole in this pinata and fuck it for us, and we'll stay.
I will say, I did break down and I watched the vacation that Carmella and R-Truth took.
Oh, the
WWE headquarters.
Yeah.
They did nothing creative or funny with it. They had Corey Graves sleeping in like a side room with a cot. Like that was like, oh, I live here. The only good thing was Road Dogg was in it for about 30 seconds, and he brought up, the K-Quick history that they had. That was kind of funny. Besides that, they didn't do anything funny with it. They didn't really try. They could have done so much with that. They could have been so creative, and it was just, hey, we're here. We're going to answer the phones and walk around like we own the place for a little bit. That's it. Such a waste. And it's not even on TV. It's just on the, the YouTube channel and .com. So
right.
I really wish they did something epic with this. All the build-up, all the weeks of saying they're going to go somewhere, and we're like, oh, it could be Disney World, and all these tie-ins and commercial tie-ins, and that's all you got was a 6-minute YouTube video.
Well, what's weird about that is before anyone ever mentioned a stipulation, before any of this stipulation was mentioned, before they ever did this. Remember, I said, why not put something on the line like a vacation trip to Disneyland? Like, we said that before they ever did it. And can you imagine if they had done that? And instead they went with, I wish they ripped off the idea. Why did they go with, they're going to go to the corporate office? What the fuck? Maybe they couldn't secure the Disney deal or something like that. I don't know.
It's so bizarre for them to just switch it around this way.
Didn't they have fucking contests with like trips to Universal where you could win with Enzo and Cass, which I don't want to win that, but
yes,
back
Carmelo.
Yeah.
And then they also did it with the Usos as well.
Well, maybe Rose would win that.
I think that was Universal, actually, maybe. But still, they did something. It was a theme park, yeah.
Jesus, that sells itself right there.
I'm dying.
But now that we're, so we've got the revival, Maria and Mike, the Ascension as well are being, thrown into the mix. We're also possibly going to go ahead and hear a few more names, I guess, later this week that are interested in getting themselves, away from the WWE. Now, what's being said, which I find really interesting, is that if you want to go, basically the climate in the locker room is AEW is throwing money out like it's nobody's business. But what's being said right now is the locker room is viewing it as just a quick payout because they don't feel that it offers any job security. It's a startup company, Yes, they have a lot of money. They've got good financial backing. But you don't know what's going to happen even 6 months from now, never mind a year.
This is very WCW-like.
Yeah, their mindset in the WWE locker room right now is that if there's if they're there, stay there. Because WWE isn't going to let them go right now. WWE is going to hold on to everybody just in the fear of losing people to AEW. So right now is the best time ever for job security.
Well, I mean, we don't even know what the monetary... Like, we have estimations and we have, like, rumors of what it would be, but we don't even know how much these guys are getting paid. You know?
Jericho did come out and say that he was getting paid more in AEW than WWE.
Wow.
He said that himself.
That's
in an
interesting.
interview. I'll find it, but...
No, I remember that, but
They are paying me more to appear. My pockets bleed out of my rear.
want to find it just so I can quote it on the show, but he did the Chris Van Vliet there interview. That's where he said it on YouTube.
I just yelled that for no reason.
But he also said that they offered him more money than WWE did, so they pay more. And he said that he also let Vince know from the get-go that he was signing. This is what he's doing, and Vince was not thrilled, but was in the know. So,
by the way, fun little fact. I just sent this to you guys on Messenger. AEW's Instagram just posted a fun little thing. It's probably just a dig at what's going on. It just says, "Say yeah."
They've been doing things like that back and forth with the Young Bucks and
just feeding it. Yeah, just feeding it.
Yeah. And it also says at the bottom, hashtag FTR. So
that's fucking funny. That's cool.
We go hard.
It's smart.
It is smart. Dyrell Gentry, thank you very much for subscribing to the Joe Cronin Show. Welcome to Out of Nowhere, episode 137, if you're watching for the first time over here. Unless you just subscribe to a random video and you don't even know I'm live right now. In which case, fuck it. Welcome anyway, you son of a bitch. Hey, Patrick Terry, welcome to the Joe Cronin Show. What's up, man? 6 years and running. Pour a beer for Patrick Terry. Someone pour some cat tears.
Let's beast.
Let's go. I appreciate that, man. Velveteen Cream's back.
Nice to see me and my wife on the thumbnail, kissing face with smiling eyes, kissing face with
oh my
closed eyes.
God, Mike Cucknellis. Mike Cucknellis.
Oof.
You want to see my
Jesus
dick?
Christ.
I'll take my dick out right now.
I've heard this.
Oh.
Sean Feel Entertainment.
Look who it
You want to
is.
see my dick?
CM Punk.
You want to see my dick? And I will show you my penis. I'm Sean's view. Don't screw with me, or else I'll show you my pee-pee. Do you want to see my dick?
I'm from Fall River. I sometimes quiver. I deliver. I stand and deliver.
I wish I was sticking around, amigos. I wanna bury my burrito deep in Farb's tight little booty hole.
Oh my god.
Only if Zelina watches.
Jesus Christ. CN Almas, thank you for the 1313 donation.
I do enjoy Mexican food.
I do like a good taco now and then. Mike Cuck Nellis. Mike Cuck Nellis.
I might win the best name of the evening so far.
I should message Mike and just be like, hey Mike, just come on the show and just obliterate WWE. Like, even while under contract, come on my show and obliterate them.
If there gets a public release, like WWE officially releases a statement, you got to get after him like ASAP.
Oh yeah, I will. I'll go to Facebook because we're friends on Facebook, and he's not exactly friends with a ton of people on Facebook, which is weird.
I mean, so it'd be great to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, like when he tweets on Instagram, he gets like thousands of likes and shit like that and all that stuff. But on his personal Facebook, when he posts, you know, if I comment, I'll be one of maybe 2 or 3 comments only. So I mean,
that's great.
I'll get a hold of him on Facebook.
One thing too, John Smith said in the chat that Jericho, when he was talking on his podcast, he said if NXT stars were allowed to be on his cruise, he might never have even gotten close to Cody and the Young Bucks, because that's when they all became close buddies.
Right, because he would have supplemented that talent. Instead, he was like, these guys are cool. I want to get involved in this.
Vince missed a huge opportunity there because it wasn't televised. It wasn't, so it didn't need to be like, oh my God, he's working with all these other companies, and because it wasn't. It was a big deal, but it was almost like a backhand agreement. You know, it wasn't
right,
or a back alley deal. It wasn't anything that
like those
was going to change the landscape. It just allowed talent to work with other companies' talent, but they weren't going to be together at WrestleMania. They weren't going to be on Impacts of this or ROHs. It just would have been just on a freaking boat wrestling. What would be the harm?
Right. Why not do it?
So,
why not fucking do it? I don't quite get that, man. So what do you think? What do you believe more, the Mike and Maria thing or the Revival? Who's gonna go first?
Shit.
I think Mike and Maria will go first, just because they're utilized less at this point in time.
Do we even know the contract structures? Because we don't want another Neville situation.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Vince is very petty. We know that he's petty. And we know that he likes to, get blood from a stone. So I could see him absolutely holding on to the Revival, just paying them to sit there and do nothing for the next 10 months. Same thing with the Ascension, same thing with anybody else that decides to leave. He's going to look at them as traitors and deflectors.
Does anybody really want the tag team belts too? Like, even if you are the Revival and you're in WWE, imagine getting the tag belts, or what are you going to do? What is there really to do? Even if you get the belts, those aren't the old tag team belts.
Yeah,
those are the
it doesn't
Raw
have the same
belts.
Importance.
Like if you were Dash and Dawson and you were Solo, you could at least think, oh, I could become the Intercontinental Champion. That'd be really cool. Or I could become the WWE Champion, or I could work with those guys and all these people. Why the fuck did the screen just change all fucked up? It's so weird.
There's not much for them to barter and negotiate for at this point, because being the tag team champions doesn't have the same allure that it used to. Like you said, the tag division is in shambles. The most they've done in 2018 was face the Lucha House Party and get their asses beat by a bunch of pinata wielding fools. Like,
right? Yeah.
Sad, but I can see Vince being very petty and treating everyone that tries to get out as, oh, you're deflecting, you're a traitor. He won't see it as, oh, you're not being used, so you might as well go use your talents elsewhere.
Right.
And it's very unfortunate, but. And the problem is that there's so much uncertainty in WWE. Like, yeah, you have job security, but you never know what you're doing. The plans change so much. And I'm not just talking about, like, injuries either, but one of the stories I wanted to bring up tonight was that people are being taken out of the Rumble left and right. So WWE officially removed Finn Balor and Kalisto from the men's Rumble, and Sasha Banks has been taken out of the women's Rumble.
Like Kalisto.
I don't know why Kalisto. I understand why Finn Balor and Sasha Banks. Because they're both in WWE title matches, Universal and Raw Women's. But
so weird.
But why not even keep the chance of them being in the Rumble a possibility?
Right.
Why definitively say that they're not going to be in the Rumble?
Why say anybody is like, this person is announced for the Rumble?
I can understand saying I'm going to be in the Rumble, but don't announce everybody and don't have everybody do that. Just do it for a select few to make interest, peaked, like John Cena, the big names.
Half the fun is the mystery of the Rumble, like not knowing who's going to walk through. Sometimes we're excited and sometimes we're extremely disappointed, but that's half the fun of the Rumble. But
that's part of most of the reason why this is usually my favorite pay-per-view of the year. I love surprises and being excited, the emotion behind it. You don't know. I love being able to count down. You don't know what's coming, and it makes it easier to be invested in. I mean, when AJ Styles debuted, we had heard rumors and buzz, but no one was certain that it was going to happen that way that night. And just seeing Roman's face with the bad, camera cut, we didn't get to see the Titantron like the rest of the arena did. So we just saw I Am, and then we saw Roman look like, all stupid, like, that.
Mr. Magoo.
Face.
By the way, real quick, speaking of AJ, he has not signed a contract as far as we know, and it expires in April.
Yes. So
I've said that before. I also looked into I was looking to see if I could find some info on like certain people's contracts. We were talking about like who could jump and whose contract expires this year from WWE. AJ being the earliest, it looks like. Gallows and Anderson expires in September of 2019. Jim Ross is March. Paige is this year. We're not sure the month. And then the other big Shinsuke Nakamura's expires this year. And I doubt he'll go anywhere just because of his position, but also Mauro Ranallo ends in June.
Yeah, and I know Nakamura had said in an interview, we covered this a few weeks back, that, him coming to WWE was not a decision he made lightly. He uprooted his entire life. His family now lives in the United States, and he enjoys what he's doing in the company and has no plans of moving elsewhere.
Well, but if AEW is based out of Jacksonville, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is what he said, so I mean, at that point in time. But this is before AEW was announced, so.
I'm curious how he said, like, I no go anywhere.
Yeah, that was also when Ring of Honor and New Japan were pretty much the only two in play. So now that AEW's around, I'm curious what he has to say. That's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if any of these guys are going to jump, but it's interesting to see that all those contracts end in 2019 at some point in time. I'm just looking to see who else, and I can't. But I mean, Good Brothers. I could see Gallows and Anderson jumping ship.
I could certainly see them going elsewhere. I mean, they talk about being underutilized. Everything they did, just like Finn with Bullet Club over in New Japan, reinventing themselves and becoming these mega superstars, And then they get to WWE, they make a pretty big splash for an entrance, and then nothing. They were the tag champions, and it didn't even feel important. I don't know if that speaks about them more or the tag division as a whole, like Joe was saying before. But I also wanted to bring up the fact, too, we were kind of curious about Finn Balor's contract. I know we were kind of going back and forth and not sure about the details with that. He's going to have a good, deal upcoming when he does sign again. He's going to be able to renegotiate his contract, and right now he was only making, I think, upwards of $600,000 per year, which is nothing to shy at. It could be as much as $900,000, but a lot of people are saying $600 from the original NXT signing.
Finn, I heard he gets a good cut of merch too. That's the big one.
That with merch he ends up getting like $1.25 million.
Damn, from NXT.
From everything, from currently. So with all the merch that he sells, he's making $1.375 million.
Right now. I thought
right
you were
now.
saying
No. Right now.
I thought we were saying that's what he made in NXT. I'm like, Jesus.
No, his original signing with NXT was roughly $600,000.
Still though, wow.
And that's nothing to shy away at. And it was a 3-year deal from what we had seen. Problem is, when he got injured initially at SummerSlam, all that time had to be added again onto his contract. So that extended his deal 9 to 10 months. And then a few other issues also pushed his contract back as well.
Jesus.
Because what they do is when you're out, they don't let it lapse usually. They just make you owe and add on the time that you're away.
Yeah, that was that big thing with Rey Mysterio, remember?
Yeah. His just was like, in perpetuity forever. It just kept adding on and adding on and adding on.
Yep.
And in theory, he should get a hefty raise, is what we're hearing, but he was fucked by Vince when he came back from injury. So does he have a chip on his shoulder still? And, you know, what are we going to see from there? There's a lot of rumors going around with him right now, which is one of the things I wanted to address tonight. A lot of people feel that he could be the beast that vanquishes, you know, or the demon that vanquishes the beast at the Royal Rumble. I again, as much as I am a Finn fan,
No.
I don't see him having a chance to beat Brock. I think Brock's going to retain to go to the, you know, the show of shows and face somebody there or something.
Right.
Logically, it would be refreshing to not see Brock be champion at Mania, you know, and get Finn Balor facing, and, you know, insert a number of different opponents at this point in time. It could all be very interesting, but one of the things that they were considering was maybe having Braun interfere, and Braun can go ahead and cost Brock Lesnar the title. Finn becomes Universal Champion, and Brock and Braun have a match at Mania to, you know, finish up their feud, since they didn't get to face each other at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that could definitely happen. It could be Brock and Braun. But Jesus, I'm bored of that. I'm bored of that almost like I'm bored of Roman Reigns. Because I think Braun Strowman's kind of a fucking big buffoon, and I just don't care about him.
Yeah, I'm starting to get I'm starting to get disinterested in Braun now. After
he looked like such
fucking promo.
A stupid moron last week with that awful promo. Then he looked even worse this week. Like, he cost himself the title, and then after hearing that, 100,000, that's not that much. Your limo's not, you know, he sound.
I did laugh at him trying to put the door back on the limo, though.
Yeah, that, I mean, granted, but come on. They made him back down to Vince McMahon. They made Vince look like the real, you know, beast here. They made him look like the real monster among men. You saw Vince walk out. Yeah, and that's not a good thing. You know, Braun's supposed to be this unbeatable monster. Vince walks from around the corner to see his limo, and Braun backs away. That's terrible. They just showed that Vince is the true monster. And
Fresh start, Jake. Fresh start.
Yeah, really.
You want a fresh start, Jake? I'll give you one. Cuck Nellis, he's coming in again.
Here we go, I'm about to get it, man. Here we go, about to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no.
Hey Joe,
I haven't heard that
Connor, Jake, long-time listener breaking my donation cherry.
Oh, thank you.
Joe, I know you hate it, but Impact is improving. Their storylines are improving.
Well, you know, Apollo, it's not even that they're not good. I just hate them because of them fucking me over so many times with, oh, they suck. Oh, wait, they're good. And then I start watching, and then they go to shit, and then I get pissed. Or people leave. Like, so their consistency has pissed me off. After 12 years, I'm angry. You know, more than 12 years. I've finally had enough, even if they're good. That's just, even though they're good now. But listen, thank you very much for breaking your cherry and donating live. I appreciate that. You guys keep the shows going. So if you want to have a party tonight, bring the hard stuff in the donation boxes. We'll answer the shit. What were you going to say, Connor, about Impact? I feel like you're on something here.
No, the only thing I was going to say was you're right, is that like sometimes they'll have something good going for a while, and all of a sudden they'll just completely veer left and go to a completely different direction, and then like that'll be in, then they'll start to build some interest, and then they'll just completely fucking swerve it again. So it's like, I don't know what the I mean.
It's because
I
like,
will say that
you get some money because there's so many different things with money and where they're gonna. So they just have to have all these. It's very similar to when WWE does that on Raw. When like all of a sudden, what were they doing with that? Where'd that go?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they don't transition into new storylines well. I think it's the biggest criticism. Like they'll get one going, they'll get it to a certain point, and then it's ready to it's time to like start to switch things up because now that rivalry's done. Let's go to another one, and it just seems like they just go click, like they just switch it off. There's no like easy transition. They have like the matches when you get to like the certain point, like the crescendo and some of the like staple moments of the matches, like you have like the big pay-per-views, they're fucking amazing. Right. But after that, it's just like, and they don't really. It's the transition afterwards, or sometimes midway. It's just, it's a lot to be desired. Like they had a great rivalry with LAX and the OGs, which was Hernandez and Homicide, the original LAX. Killer matches, fucking tearing the house down, and all of a sudden, like LAX goes to move on to another rivalry, and it's just like, and then like nothing.
Yeah, it feels very weird sometimes, but Some of the stuff ends up being gems, so it's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, we see that with WWE as well, but it just feels like Impact has gold more often. That WWE just seems to ignore it, like when they have something good that's thrown in their laps, as where Impact seems to just change it entirely. They shy away from it or alter it into something worse. WWE will have a huge star or a gimmick, something that's over, and they'll just bury it so you don't have it see the light of day. Impact will just turn it into something completely different that ends up being a total failure.
I think they have ADD.
Yeah, they seem to get bored of things very, very quickly.
I mean, that'd be me, so I can't really fault them on that one.
It's like never ending with them. Every time they get a decent storyline, there's 10 more that they'd rather go with, it seems.
Okay, done over here, and then look, a bunny.
One of the other things I wanted to address is WWE rumors have been swirling about the brand split ending soon. And
I fucking told you.
You were
a
proponent of this. I've been clamoring for it myself since the brand split happened. And
2020,
a few different
that was
people.
my guess.
Yeah, well, it might be happening sooner after WrestleMania, it seems.
Oh,
part of the justification here is that they announced that the call-ups from NXT brand. This is who is this that's speaking in the article here? This is Mike Johnson. Excuse me. He's saying part of the call-ups from NXT would be appearing on both Raw and SmackDown, so fans can see what they're all about. He said maybe I'm adding up one, and I'm getting 1 and 1 and getting 7. But he's tending to think here that having them be on both shows is kind of a start of things. Plus, the women's titles are going back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown events are also being canceled, and they're doing super shows coming up soon as well. And that's what they did last time, heading into getting rid of the brand split. So,
Told you.
I think it would serve them much better. The brand split has not served them well at all. They've run out of so many creative opportunities because there's a wide array of stars, but the pool is smaller when they split them apart. And unfortunately, that's why we see the same matches over and over and over again.
They failed to commit to it too. Is the other problem? They didn't commit to, this is really a rivalry. This is really a competition between the brands, and it's just never really felt like that.
Yeah, it wasn't show A and B. It was A1 and A2. So it was just a continuation with different people. There was no semblance of rivalry, like you said. And then we did get the one show that meant nothing, where they did have their rivalry face off, at Survivor Series each year, and it was pointless. There was no justification. The matches were good just because we got to see talent that we don't usually see face each other, which we can have all the time if there was no brand split. I mean, if you look at 2018 as a whole, just for Finn Balor, because it's easy to come to mind, who did he face? Baron Corbin and Jinder Mahal. Because everybody else on Raw was essentially busy in the same matches themselves. They have a huge breadth of talent, and you can only have so many people face off when everybody else is busy in their own boring, lackluster feuds.
Leah just texted me from upstairs. She's on the third floor, and she said, I went to bed and I forgot the monitor. I can't see the kids' room. And she texted me that, and I just said, well, you fucked up. I mean,
they're on their own.
You want me to get it? I mean,
Give me a hell yeah!
Time to get it.
oh my God.
Sweet Joseph, you can't escape the cream. You will witness the experience that the cream has for you.
Oh my God.
C-R-E-A-M is in your tight, clean-shaven little asshole.
Oh my God.
I creamed the ring, boys. Now am I cream you?
Oh
wow.
Wow, guys, he's back. The Velveteen Cream. Wow.
Oh.
Velveteen Cream. Oh.
C-R-E-A-M.
C-R-E-A-M.
A-M.
Velveteen Cream. Wow, Velveteen Cream, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. I'll be waiting. I mean, I guess that's all I can tell you is I'll be waiting all night long, and you bring it on. Let's do it. Holy shit. Vernon D-Backs, thank you for subbing to the channel. What's up? How you guys doing in the chat? What do you guys think? Is Raw and SmackDown were slightly better this week in a small way. Not still a lot of problems, but I didn't fall asleep on either show this week. Not bad.
That SmackDown sucked.
Well, okay, so SmackDown, I thought was
except for Almas, obviously.
Yeah, that match was great, and there was a couple things that I liked, but yeah, the Becky opening Raw beat them on the opening for sure. The ending to SmackDown I did not like, but the middle I enjoyed.
Shit bomb.
Who's ready for Mortal Kombat 11 tomorrow?
Holy shit! Is that tomorrow?
Yeah, the reveal's tomorrow, and I hear that Ronda Rousey's in the game as well.
Yep.
What the
She's
fuck?
voicing Sonya?
I believe that's
Sonya Blade.
That should be badass.
You fucks. Scorpion. First of all, Scorpion, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum, Scorpion. But I thought the fucking game was out tomorrow.
No.
Oh,
Scorpion
God.
may not even be in the game, I guess, this iteration.
What?
So.
What?
Last I saw was bad news for Scorpion fans. So
why the fuck would Scorpion not be in a Mortal Kombat game?
It follows the story of Mortal Kombat 10, which I'm not familiar with the story part of it, but I just played the actual,
bullshit
player versus player.
Are you telling me
so.
Scorpion's dead?
I don't know what the whole deal is with that. Was he ever alive though?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's bullshit. I am pumped up. I'd play that on Twitch for sure, but it's like, wow, that's.
I always love fighting games. I was never great at them. I was competent, but never anything. I wish I could have been. But
I always try to get the cheat codes. I was always that asshole that paused it and like, okay, what does this do? Like, come the fuck on.
I just button smash, and then I'd face somebody who was good, and I'd be like, you know what? Fuck this game.
Rage quickly.
Going back to Sonic. I'd go play Toe Jam and Earl, dude. Let's go play Toe Jam and Earl.
A friend of mine was, the one that would go and enter himself into the Neo competitions and fight tournaments and stuff like that. And he was excellent at fighting games, everything from Mortal Kombat to Tekken to Smash, you name it. And then he would be so pissed because one of us would just beat him with the cheat character that gets you in the corner that can juggle you with one button and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's fucking dude.
It's so infuriating.
I would choke somebody.
He had a controller that he would keep to the side of him to smash.
Dude,
I'm laughing because I know exactly.
Oh my god, like the uppercut, like do, and then you go up in the air, and then you go to land. They go do, and then just do, and then. And you can't get out of the corner,
stop.
Dude. I'm gonna choke you with my remote cord if they're, I just like, holy shit, dude. Fuck off.
Oh shit.
Oh, $27.
I can't blame Revival for wanting to leave. They deserve better. I remember being there live.
Oh shit.
For NXT TakeOver Toronto live when DIY vs Revival won Best Tag Team MATCHS I ever saw too.
Yeah.
Where they are now, it's such damn shame.
They do. True. That takeover was so good, man. And listen, Tyler Burke, I got to give it to you for dropping those Canadian dollars, dude. $27.99, a bizarre amount for certain, but I very much appreciated here on Out of Nowhere. Thank you for that $27.99.
What a match that was, too.
It's a great match.
I love my wife and WWE. I will never leave to AEW. Smiling face with hard eyes.
I am worried that he's cucked out a bit. Mike Cuck-Nellis with the donation there. Super chat. He's a good guy.
Kalisto is in Cruiserweight title match versus Murphy.
Fade to
shit,
Black.
that's right.
Thank you,
that's why
Fade
he
to
was
Black.
from the Rumble.
Yep.
I forgot
I have the card
too.
here too, and I forgot all about it.
Totally forgot.
That shows how much you care about Kalisto.
Yeah. He's still there.
There's 9 matches, dude.
Jesus.
I see Maria doing Dash and Dawson at the same time, and Mike Bennett pointing at them.
Oh God.
Saying, look at my beautiful wife. That's the mother of my child.
Oh my God, dude. Madam Max 12.
Dang.
What the fuck? It's okay.
Well.
Sometimes people find love for more than one person. And that's okay. That's okay. I love my wife. And she's just the one for me, but she is so full of love, she'll give it to everybody. And I accept that. That's how much I love her. I can't do that. See, I'm a selfish guy.
I just want my wife and only her. But she is a much more broadened, progressive, and open and spiritual individual. She's capable of loving multiple partners, and I'm okay with that.
She wants to fulfill and be filled.
You sound really close to Jesse Ventura.
Oh, that would be if my wife tried to make love to some other guy, I would absolutely murder the fuck.
There's a conspiracy with my wife's vagina.
You know, 9/11 was an inside job. You know that? How about that? How about that? Maybe your head would explode. If I told you the things that I knew about, and this is why Vince McMahon fired me. You ever realize how Vince McMahon seems to be pissed off when somebody tells him the truth about something? That's why Vince McMahon didn't like me that much. Because I would say, well, this sucks, Vince. But then he'd have Pat Patterson and some other piece of garbage following him around saying, oh, you're a great man, Vince. What a great idea. Let's do that. And sure, sometimes they were good. Sometimes they were bad, though. And I had great ideas. And Vince never listened, because there were times when Vince McMahon, I would give him an idea, and then Vince would say, that's a damn good idea, I like that. And the next thing you know, Pat Patterson or some jack-off in the back would get in his ear, and my plan had been completely scrapped, and I didn't even know about it. So it's
so good.
That's the WWF that I knew, and that's why the faster you can get out of that company, the better off you'll be. You think Osama bin Laden did 9/11 without the help of George W. Bush? Fucking
so beautiful.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I fucking love that guy, dude. I can listen to him just say shit all day, dude.
It's the tone. That's what it is.
Just listen to him read the paper, like read the want ads.
Oh yeah.
You know, they asked me to be
Large
in the new
men's dresser.
They asked me,
$2.99.
you know, guys, they asked me to be in the new Predator movie. A lot of people want me to reprise the role. I said, fine, but I'm going to need my own trailer and a hooker to fuck in their cornhole. And they they said no to that. And I said, well, then I'm not going to be in the movie. And that was that. So, you know, if you pay to play, Jesse Ventura will show up for the right amount of money. They didn't have it. But it was... All right, what else you got, Jake?
For the Rumble, we got Rusev and Nakamura for the U.S. title. The Bar taking on the best in the world, Miz and Shane.
Yeah.
Ronda and Sasha for the women's. Asuka and Becky for the SmackDown women's. Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Buddy Murphy, Akira Tozawa, Hideo Itami, and Kalisto for the Cruiserweight title. We have the men's Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble, and then we have Brock versus Finn Balor. So we have 9 matches in total. It's definitely going to be a 5-hour show. There's no way around it.
I wonder what the most amount of matches at Royal Rumble has ever been, because, you know, a lot of times we remember back in the day it was 5. If you remember, it was 5 matches. 5 matches is all they needed. 9, that's a damn coronary.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I just wonder who they're going to cut, because, I mean, even this week, Sonya Deville's match got cut. She was supposed to take on Carmella on SmackDown, and Rey Mysterio and Andrade's match went longer than expected, which I'm glad they didn't cut that short for Sonya Deville and Carmella. So, you know, Sonya tweeted out, I'll get my hands on Carmella, don't you worry about that, but still, I'm glad they gave Rey more time, because if they cut that short for that bullshit, I would not have been happy.
Yeah, that would not. I wonder how much.
This is one of the longer Rumbles.
You think so? It's now they're making no changes to the Rumble, right? Still same, still 30, still 90
still
seconds.
30 participants. Which, if they're taking Sasha out as well, I mean, there's not
how
that
long
many
is,
women, so they're gonna have quite a few returns.
Are they sticking with the 60 seconds, or are they going? Yeah, I don't know if we know that yet. But
yeah, I don't think we know that yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I imagine it'll be 60 still, since they have both Rumbles going on. I believe so. And then we had Mark Henry speaking out on Sirius's Busted Open Radio. He said, if you look at the match Brock had with Daniel Bryan, you know, and Kurt Angle, guys that were smaller than him, one of his Achilles heels is endurance. So if Finn treats it like, you know, Rocky 3 where Mr. T got tired and became immobile, that's what I see happening for Finn. If he can put that work in, he can win the Universal title.
Jesus Christ.
So people are even coming up with, you know, those kind of scenarios.
Yo, Marco.
It really did light the
Granelli.
wrestling world on fire. So people wanted
Thanks
to see
for
this
the
match,
follow,
you know,
Ian. Appreciate
previously
it.
at the Rumble,
Right.
and it got taken away. And
How you doing today,
now that
man?
it's actually, you know, come to fruition, there's a real possibility for being a true, you know, match of the year candidate. We'll see what happens. But
Well, we've already
depends on
had
what kind of Brock we get too. Is Brock going to want to play ball, or
we've already had the AJ Styles match with Brock, and we've had the Daniel Bryan version. I'm just worried that this is going to be another copycat of those matches with the underdog. But remember also, they're still looking for somebody. They're still now looking for somebody to be put over by Brock, because Roman was put over. He was the chosen one to be put over. He was the first guy of the new crop of wrestlers to be put over by Brock Lesnar. That was a huge deal that happened to whoever it happened to, and it ended up being Roman. And then he got the cancer, obviously. So they may be looking to redo that. And have they decided that it's Finn? Is that what we're seeing? That they've decided it's going to be Finn? Or are we going to get another replay of little guy almost beats the beast? Because we've already seen it twice.
Even
Joe, I know who it should be.
It should be you. Yeah, it really should be.
Damn right, it should be me.
I would love to see Finn Balor
Should have
win.
been me if I came back.
Jesse, I respect you for what you've done.
Everybody just calm
Damn it,
down.
Dennis.
Damn it, Jesse. Jesse, be quiet. Don't tell anybody about, you know what we talked about backstage.
And then we have Lex Luger as the
I'll say whatever I
referee
want,
still.
Vince. If I'll tell everybody on this call who the hookers were that you were banging in 1987.
Damn it.
Vince just
Jesse, be
Vince
quiet.
just put-
Be quiet right now, Jesse. I swear to God. Swear to
Vince just
God.
put a mirror in Jesse's room and say, "Hey, talk to that guy about 9/11," and then Jesse reflects.
He's distracted for days.
Yeah,
arguing with himself.
You know, Vince is like, yeah, he wants to get rid
know
of
what's
Jesse.
going on.
Jesse shows up at the fucking WWE Hall of Fame, whatever, and he goes, you know, Vince, I've been meaning to talk to you. Oh, yeah, Jesse, you know what? I've been meaning to talk to you too, but first before we do that, Jesse, come over here. This is Nikolai Volkov's cousin, Jamal. Jamal thinks 9/11 was great. Anyway, what the hell does that mean? I don't know, but talk amongst yourselves. I'll see you later. And then like 7 hours later, Vince comes back and Jesse's like, and that's why the metal would have never melted in that direction, because the angular pressure on the gasoline never would have made it to the 17th floor. You know, and the guy's like, fucking, what the fuck is going on? I don't know.
Or they start a speech and say, "Good evening," and then they just cut to, and this week on Total Divas.
Oh my god. Yo, what's up, everybody, guys? What's up? If you're just joining the show, what's going on? If you want to, you guys can ask questions and bullshit and do whatever you want. Super chat down below in the $sign in the chat box. If you want to super chat, if you want to donate the regular way, it's in the description box below the video. Link is Twitch alerts and Streamlabs on the top somewhere to donate live. And all the donation amounts are listed at the very bottom if you expand the description box. All the donation amounts are there. I personally enjoyed the $29 Turkeys Ate Us donation. That is just the one that's fucking killing me right now. So for some reason, you know, you stole someone's credit card and you want to hear the $29 Turkeys Ate Us donation, that is just my favorite. It was supposed to be only a Thanksgiving donation, but it's kind of been making me cream lately, just, you know, in and of itself. So I'm going with that one.
Your precious belt is mine. Joe, monetize this. I will. Burn IT down.
Oh god, JD.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh god,
I'll
JD.
have that belt and boot this fake JD. Out of nowhere was my idea. You just had the better equipment at the time. Vote me from you, monetize this champion. A real man.
But I came up with the name though, JD, you cunt. You know, I came up with all the names too. Remember when I came
You've been here longer too.
Yeah, that's true. I've been on YouTube longer than JD. But when I came up with Out of Nowhere, he was like, that's awesome, cool. In fact, you know what? I don't know if a fan might have come up with it. But then I came up with Beer Goons as well. I said, well, you know, let's do a show where we're drinking beer together or whatever. And, you know, you say goon all the time. What if we were the Beer Goons? You know, it's a great name. We also came up with Damage Report, too, and then some cocksucker ripped that off. But
We've also done more episodes with the three of us.
Oh, way more. Yeah. This JD was only the first 30 or something like that, and then he never. Whatever. Why the fucking? I don't know. I didn't bring him up. See, I didn't bring you up, fucking Mustang. You fuck. I didn't bring you up. They did. They keep bringing you up.
Well, he donated. He had to chime in. He wants to shut up my belt.
Listen, you want a piece of my wife? $100.
He wants your house.
$100.
I'm still laughing at the fucking video you posted earlier.
Oh my god.
Oh, Leah,
clean this shit up.
Yeah.
Should I play it?
My favorite part was actually it doesn't look too bad, and then just blah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I was trying to be nice to her. Should I play it? Did everybody see it? Maybe some people didn't see it, but I think everybody pretty much saw it. But you know what happened was, you know how that started? I was cleaning up shit, and then I looked at the ceiling tile, and I was like, you know, if you got hit with this shit would explode everywhere. And I was like, that would be really cool to just get waffled with this shit. So for the people that didn't see it, here it is. And the video's up before this video, so you can find it on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Can't find my USB cable. Did you clean up in here?
Clean up all your stupid trash. How do you like to clean house?
The best part right before you get hit. And your backward sock.
I'm getting fat.
Join us,
Joe. Shit up, asshole.
Now clean this shit up, asshole. That should be a donation.
Now clean this shit up, asshole.
If anything, it's gonna be your intro for Monetize this weekend.
That's a good point. Look at that. Oh, let me slow it down. Here we go.
But I just love that it actually doesn't look that bad. Wow.
That was the first line I thought of too.
It was so good. Good stuff.
She went in too.
Oh, I told her to. I told her the harder you. I said to be honest, Leah, the harder you swing it, the better, because the more it will explode. If you swing it slower, it might just hit me and not break. But I said
the audio at super slow mo.
I said, don't worry, I'm gonna smash my hands through it so it will break.
It's so like, funny, gas canister. How you doing, man?
Good.
I almost wish I jumped up in the air now, because now that'd be really funny. See?
That shit broke perfect.
Yeah,
I
was like picturing it exactly like that too, like it's gonna break nice and beautifully. She swung it good.
I'm perfect.
That box bump. Who's ever done a box bump like that?
You've done a bump off a box.
I've got a.
Can you take that photo of you and make it part of the thumbnail for Monetize this?
Yeah, that's a pretty funny. That's a photo. It's a good still. Right there.
Oh, good stuff.
I like that. Yeah, so, what the fuck? Oh, let's play the rest of them. Fuck it.
Super Chat Party.
Apollo, the leader.
I'm donating again. Scared for EV Dream call up.
Yeah, dude, it's like I love the Dreams so much. I love them so much, man. That package tonight on NXT. By the way, shout out to everybody who's on Patreon and watch me, my live watch along for NXT on Patreon. If you didn't see it, you can go back and watch it on Patreon. Become a patron. We'll be watching it live next week. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Become a patron and support the show. Otherwise, there will be no show, and I will hang myself from a basement on Long Island while sipping tea and eating bunny wraps. Bunny Rabbit's dreams.
Super Chat.
Bunny wraps.
Joe Leah loves all of us.
Jared Barron, what's up, Jared? Yeah, she does, man. I mean, I think she does. I think she might fuck a guy or two.
Well, you're saying she's got enough love to spread around, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Here's to the grave.
Here we go, about to get it, man.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, no. Oh, my God,
I could
no.
listen to that Jesse Ventura impression all night. Do Bret Hart again.
Why would you want... I can't even do it right now.
Jesse Ventura reading like Good Night Moon.
I really don't... It's me... Well, oh, God, I'm going in between all of them now. I'm all fucked up. Vince McMahon's a damn Canadian. Me and Owen would have won the tag team titles in the WWF. But the fact of the matter is, I think Vince McMahon doesn't have the balls to put Bret Hart in the main event match.
because I am the excellence of execution, and I will face Stone Cold Steve Austin for the title against. Sorry. That's just, my fucking throat hurts. By the way, Lou D, thanks for pledging $5 on Patreon. Lou D.
I watch a Navy SEAL.
Yo, you was a Navy SEAL. Madamax, what's up? I was a Navy SEAL. You know, I was.
Not a good speller.
Do you understand that I was a Navy SEAL? I was a damn Navy SEAL, son.
You so good.
Me and think we'll get Steven Seagal at this year's Mania, you know?
Oh God! I want to see Jake Roberts get eliminated from the Rumble. Remember that? We were like, oh, it's like, how's he gonna go over the top rope, dude? He's gonna break his legs if he goes over the top rope.
That would be like Iron Sheik or Howard Finkel at this point.
Right?
Yeah, I know. Good.
Finkel might do it better. News Go Pal. News Go Pal. Thanks for subbing to the channel. What's up? Getting a lot of subs tonight.
It's News Global, but they're dyslexic.
Yeah, it's News Go Pal.
Welcome to News Global.
Welcome to the news.
Super Chat Party.
You know, like Dexy getting our
If
way.
Finn wins, who would he
Yo, what up,
face at
Theo?
Mania?
Can you PC take
If
Ultra
Finn
HD?
wins and becomes the Universal Champion,
What do you mean?
He would face Drew McIntyre.
Like,
damn right he would.
I game on that Ultra HD
And
I
we
think
know
that would be so good.
we know they've got chemistry. We've seen their matches be good.
Build up,
before.
Theo.
Everything that transpired Monday night, when, you know, he took the mic and was bitching to Vince, and oh, it was so good.
I'd hate to say this, and I know you guys will instantly disagree with me, but considering they're going to bring him back probably for this anyway, if Finn were to win the whole demon thing, I wouldn't be surprised if they were going to face Taker.
Yo, Theo, thanks for the sub, dude. Really appreciate it.
If it's for the title.
It's for the title. Wow.
Do title versus
I mean, that would
career.
be huge because they've teased this before.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the idea, but knowing their track record, I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that.
If he doesn't win, I could absolutely see him taking on the Undertaker just to elevate him even more.
Do title versus career, and then that. Yeah, taking Kyle's out. Jesus Christ.
The Demon retires the Undertaker. That'd be
I
crazy.
mean, I'm still amazed because he came in from NXT, huge. He goes ahead, wins twice on Raw his first night to go to SummerSlam. You know, he's the #1 contender essentially with Seth for the Universal title. Beats Seth.
Oh, the
It's
game?
It's just so wrong.
I'll have to check it out.
And
I know
especially seeing all
think
this
I have it on the
talent,
highest
such
settings.
a big component of this, you know, creating the Bullet Club, everything that happened, you know, then on, it's just disappointing. And even Bully Ray was talking about how, you know, all the NXT call-ups aren't getting the spotlight they deserve. He said, "I hate to say this because I'm such a fan, but I don't think I've ever seen more of an underwhelming way to debut somebody. I hate to say it, but EC3 and you know, he was the picture-in-picture."
That's
Twice.
so weird.
Saw him, you know, twice now in the back without talking.
It's like I appreciate the weird shit they were trying to do, but why with them were they debuted? Like, and again, too, it wasn't like once it happened. Why are you soft debuting them? Like, I mean, they were like Connor. I said they were like fucking farm animals.
We're just gonna get this big
locked up
butt
in the back. Like other wrestlers
tractor.
walked by, they were like acting like
Cultivating this
weird,
field.
like. They were like the Sergeant Slaughter and Ted DiBiase showing up backstage weirdness. You know what I mean?
It was a people zoo. You know, you had
Fucking
Nikki
props.
Cross on the cage.
That one made no fucking sense.
I wanna play.
It's like, hey, SmackDown featuring, and then like, hey, they're on TV. Like, yeah, they're not doing fucking
Lacey
shit.
watching the match.
Ugh,
That's weird.
I didn't get it. Yeah.
I mean, it was all right that they were doing these like weird, chaotic things in the back, kind of. But like with that, it was like they need to like do more than just be standing there like statues. Like he's posing, someone walks by him. Nikki's like, "You want to play with Nikki?" Whatever the fuck she does. That was an English accent, and she's behind the fucking.
Want to play with Nikki?
Yeah, she's behind the cage. Like, and Rey Mysterio's walking by her. It's like, why do they keep walking by these wrestlers?
It's like, you know, you can walk around, right? Like, what's up with that bitch?
Like, dressed to wrestle people who,
That's the one part. That's what pisses me off more than anything else is that when you see them like in full gear, and they're not doing anything. Like, dude, you're not even like, come on.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you? Yeah. But
speaking of Raw, I was not happy at all that initially that Bobby Lashley won the IC title. You know, I was curious. I'm like, wow, did they really cool their jets on Dean Ambrose this much?
No,
but it makes perfect sense because now he's going to be facing Kevin Owens. Owens is returning at the Rumble supposedly, so they wanted face Owens when he came back to face a heel Bobby Lashley for the IC title.
I think they wanted to do. I thought it was for a couple of reasons. The first was to get the belt off Dean so they could push Dean and Seth up, or to get the belt on Elias through Lashley.
That could still happen too, as well.
Yeah.
So I mean that's certainly another possibility.
Yeah.
They were talking. You know, Kevin Owens looks very good, slim, trim, basically a whole body makeover, and expect him to feud with Bobby Lashley as early as the day after the Royal Rumble. So
slim trim.
Yeah, you know,
tell me
he's a few different sources talking about it, and they're supposed to possibly face each other for the title at WrestleMania. But we're going to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn return at the Rumble, and we also heard how the Bludgeon Brothers are on their way back to WWE as well. They've both been cleared for active duty again because Luke Harper was originally taken out of action due to a hand injury, and then Eric Rowan had a torn right bicep. So both of them got injured equally at the same time, and it was unfortunate because they had a decent run on SmackDown with the titles.
For
that
a second,
ended pretty unfortunate. So.
Those guys.
So it's going to be good to see them come back, and they're trying to.
How many times has Rowan been injured now? Like 6 times for Rowan, 3 for Harper.
Feels that way.
Harper's
we still
been
haven't
at least
seen
twice.
anything.
Yeah, Harper's not many times, but Rowan's a fucking mess.
Rowan's been multiple times. At least it feels like a half dozen. And then poor Bray, we haven't seen anything from him. We're hearing that he may be coming back at the Rumble as well, which makes sense.
Yeah. But I wonder what he'll do. Like if he'll. You know what'd be awesome is if he came out like very late in the Rumble from under the ring. Imagine that.
That would be cool.
Like
we've seen him appear in the ring, haven't we, before for the Rumble? I feel like we have.
Oh, maybe he has done that. Yeah, like the Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
They did do that, right? They had the worms, or was that WrestleMania?
That was at WrestleMania.
What the fuck was that about?
Yeah, with the projector in the ring. It looked cool, but it just was odd.
It served no purpose, especially when he fucking lost the title.
It was no purpose. Yeah, it really was just to do something.
If he won or retained it, okay.
I saw Nine
I can
Inch
stand
Nails.
the weirdness, but like, what the fuck?
I saw Nine Inch Nails do that same thing back in '99, man. Fucking worms.
2 decades later, it doesn't help fucking Bray Wyatt retain the title at fucking WrestleMania.
Well, that's what it was too. It's like all the mind games, everything that you've done up until now means nothing. That was the sad part.
He just comes up to Griff. You know what, man? I saw this thing with 9 Inch Nails, man. I know how it can show the whole world how to lose.
I was in the crowd for that. They played Hurt, and then I saw a wolf disintegrate into maggots. And I said, man, what if I did that at WrestleMania?
You weren't even at the show. You were just on mushrooms again. You know.
What if I
was sitting in your room with a CD player?
And
whatever Michael P.S. Hayes gave me was the strongest in the world.
Michael P. Hayes gave me a stroke, and I gave him a granddaughter.
I gave him a stroke of my own.
This is a brief history of Big and H, everyone's favorite photo and video studio. The year was 1973. The Mets went to the World Series. The first cell phone call was made. And Bleamy and Herman opened a specialty photography shop at 17 Warren Street, New York City. They had a simple philosophy.
Be honest, treat people right, they will come back.
Thanks, Irving. Also, free candy. And it worked. Over the next 20 years, we expanded and moved to West 17th Street, then 34th Street and 9th Avenue, and added more products. Lighting, binoculars, telescopes, audio, video, tripods, computers, printers, mobile, televisions, projectors, drones, and even more free candy. Now it's 3 stores and over 400,000 products and over 1,000 employees. We take millions of orders online and ship to 179 countries and counting. You can talk to us in person, on the phone,
B&H, how can I help you?
or online. Check out our checkout baskets. Also check out our checkout numbers. Also check out
I got a rack of piss, guys. I'll be right back.
everyone's favorite part, our conveyor. Nice. These are the owners. They still come to work every day. They're around here somewhere. Anyway, this is Jeanette. Oh, sorry, she's busy. This is our warehouse. This is Yakov and Levy fighting over lighting kits. B&H is not a chain. B&H is open every day, except Saturdays, of course. Now you know almost the whole story. We are B&H.
Shared JoJo. It was a beautiful thing.
Call her JoJo the yo-yo because she bounces on us all.
You know, the New Day calls her ho-ho.
We wind her up.
Especially with a cream filling that is oh so sweet.
I put the cream filling in JoJo's ass.
I blow the candle out of her vagina. Run.
Run. And also Fandango's on his way back as well. So I mean that's 5, notable people making a return all at once. We got Owen, Zane, the Bludgeon Brothers, and Fandango. And apparently they're supposed to be giving Fandango quite a push. With,
yeah, I heard they have the network show now, right?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But him and Gorgeous will continue to team up, and we'll see what happens if they bring back the Fashion Files. But they said that they might have a shot at the titles as well.
Thought that had run its course too.
I thought so as well, but they said that him and Tyler Breeze are supposedly they're having them reunite and help boost the lackluster tag division on Raw. So
they need something. They need more people.
Yeah, it makes sense to have them come back and work together. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
We'll see. We're just like
Well, I mean, if they start really defining teams and making it more of a competitive scene, and they need to have almost like what UFC does with like a bracket for competition where people are ranked. I think that would work a little bit more ideally. So you have a set number 1 contender, someone vying to be the number 1 contender, and your champions. If everything was better defined. Because at times it feels like anybody gets a shot just because, or the same people are always facing off because the belt changes hands, and with the rematch clause, it just goes back and forth and bounces in between 2 teams.
It needs to make us give a shit about the teams first, like more than just 1 or 2.
I mean, yeah, motivations and creative is always a huge damage.
That was my biggest pain in the ass about the fucking when Seth and Dean had the fucking titles and they just lost in the AOP randomly. I'm like, why don't you fucking do a tag team title tournament? Then at the very least you can have investment and actually build fucking other teams out of it rather than just slapping the belts on a new team all of a sudden.
Right.
Yeah,
because why am I going to give a shit about this if we know what's going to happen?
Exactly. All the issues that we've seen between Rusev and Nakamura, essentially, which isn't even that much, really, but they just announced on SmackDown Live that Rusev is going to be forced to defend his title against Nakamura at the Rumble, the 27th.
That is going to be one of the fucking stupidest angles they've been doing recently, too.
Yeah, and then they said because Nakamura cashed in his rematch clause. They said that themselves. Yet there's no guaranteed rematches anymore.
Oh my god, no wonder they're fucking at me early. Jesus Christ.
It says it right here, WWE.com. Nakamura seemingly cashed in his rematch clause. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck?
And it's expected that both men are pulling double duty in the Rumble as well,
So not only is this rivalry built on the idea that Lana took a fucking bump.
Yes.
He puts fucking rematch. What the fuck?
Wow. That is that's kind of fucking hilarious in a way. I mean, like, I don't know, man. That's really fucking funny.
Here we go, about to get it, man. Here we go, about to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no!
60 German suplexes, Suplex City chants. Finn gets a little offense, and bam.
Hell yeah.
F5. I personally want someone who hasn't gotten a push win both Rumbles.
That'd be kind of cool. J18, thank you for the donation, Jay. I hope Finn gets F5'd onto the staircase outside the ring. That'd be sick. And then he's bleeding, right? And then he gets back in the fight somehow. And then Lesnar like goes to F5 him in the ring, and he lands on his feet, and then he fucking hits him with like something, and then Lesnar hits the ground, then he coup de grace him in the fucking throat, and then he fucking wins all bloodied. That won't happen.
Imagine if you just coup de grace him right in the fucking head.
Yeah, right. See, my God, in the head.
Kane has a fucking heart attack.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
Oh my God. That's gonna be Kane.
This may have been discussed before, but what is up with Alexa? Was that injury really career-ending? That was back before Evolution and she still hasn't wrestled yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I don't know if they really cleared her yet. Did they clear her?
No. No, I think
yet.
it's one of those
Yo,
things
how
where
you
it's
guys
like they're
doing?
fucking
Hit up that
paranoid
chat.
beyond
They're like, just let her do this for now. Like it's
Yeah, they don't want another paid situation. They've said that repeatedly.
By the way,
that's right. I was gonna say, when was the last major situation? This fucking page.
Thank you to the bear for the donation, bear. Thank you. Yeah, it's weird, but I say go with it. I mentioned it before. Oh shit! Again, it's Kane again.
Deftones.
Deftones.
My name is Kane and I'm donating. That's gotta be Kane.
I remember in 02 when Triple H returned, you had him, Austin, Taker, Angle, and almost every wrestler mentioned for weeks they were gonna win the Rumble. Now it seems no one is passionate about cutting I'm gonna win the Rumble and go on to main event Mania promo.
Because there are no stars.
Yeah, last year they were kind of. Remember when they had everyone saying it last year, like the old times, kind of. They
Here
were like,
there,
"I'm gonna
I
win."
feel like this year there's just no emphasis.
Yeah, there's
on it.
no
John
talk.
Cena made a claim, and that's the only one that sticks out. Sadly,
He's gonna win it. Imagine that.
yeah. I checking in on Twitter as well, but
Super Jack.
What's the point of even coming back if they suck?
Yeah, that's a good point.
that's the thing with anybody. Wise Society said the 97, 99, 2018, and 2019 Rumble are all tied for most matches.
Shit bomb.
With
Whoa.
9.
My
Wow.
debut was the greatest debut
So
of
we're
all
stupid.
the debuts that ever debuted here in WEC 3. BTW,
WEC 3.
I figured out who this new glass dude was. It was my mirror. Turns out he is an awesome guy. Points to my new tag team partner Glass.
You know, Jeremy Johns didn't like the movie that much.
In theaters, for
And he was dying to see it. And just
yeah,
like
he
we
said
all
the
are.
third act kind of fell apart.
That dude, what he said about it not really being a good enough sequel to Unbreakable broke my heart. I went, oh no.
Yeah, I was upset to hear
I
that
want to
as well.
see that too.
He said it was great for Split, but
basically what he was saying, there's no spoilers here, but what he was saying is it just wasn't as much a sequel to Unbreakable as much as it more continued with Split a little bit.
I don't think so, because they went more into Split than Unbreakable, right?
Yeah, but
it was kind of a 3-act, series where it covered, each character, and Mr. Glass was the third act, and by that point in time, it kind of fell apart. So
it's just that, like, I wanted to see Unbreakable. I wanted to see more on that story, more than anything. I mean, whatever though. But I'll probably still see it. But it's too bad that that he didn't. I thought he couldn't wait for it, just like I can't. So the fact that he was like, it was like, oh man, it's too bad that they didn't know. Fucking goddamn you, M. Night Shyamalan. It's like the guy is so good, but then like has these like fucking fuck ups.
Yeah, he said he Shyamalan at the end. So
yeah,
that was my worry as well.
Shyamalan used to be badass. When you heard about Shyamalan, you'd be like, that's gonna be good. And then the last like,
and then you got the things like The Happening and
yeah, then
Lady in the Water.
M. Night Shyamalan after fucking 2003 is a piece of shit.
Airbender, The Woods.
They fucked up.
There's so many blunders. Big Slow makes a great point. He said the funny thing about the brand split, they wanted it back because USA wanted it, for SmackDown going live on Tuesdays, and now Fox wants it to end. Yeah, it is amusing to think that. So.
Telling you, 20 by 2020, it's gonna end.
I'm telling you to be done before that. I really think so.
Really,
especially with the women's tag titles. And
ever since they unified the fucking pay-per-views, I'm like, it's only a matter of time. That was like the big sign for me. And now you got the women's tag titles. You have NXT talent being paraded from both shows. Like,
right?
It's slowly gonna disintegrate.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
Just
and I
like
have
last
even
time.
less faith now as well about the main event of Mania being, you know, Becky and Ronda. It certainly seems it will still get that, but it'll be the 4 horsewomen rather than the one-on-one match that I feel most of us wanted to get. We started seeing some buildup of it because Sasha and Ronda have been trading insults over what the 4 horsewomen, you know, means to them on Twitter. They've been going, you know, tit for tat on Instagram as well. So they've been, you know, it's long paragraphs. It's about changing the perception of women's wrestling, Sasha says, and Ronda says, wrong. Everything you said was about you and what you do. You haven't, you know, begin to grasp what the 4 horsewomen truly represent. So
I have a weird feeling they'll do it at Fastlane or something else instead of Mania.
You think? Because, I mean,
the more I think about it, because they're teasing it now, they can't do it at fucking the Elimination Chamber because they're going to throw all the women's in the tag team match.
Yeah.
So, you know, at least Becky, you know, at least Sasha and Bailey are going to be probably part of that because of fucking, I hate that name, Boston Hug Connection. But, yeah, I fucking hate the name. So, Fastlane's still happening, and then WrestleMania, so why not use it as a push to sell Mania tickets and then ultimately get the... Because I think realistically, Becky versus Ronda, or Becky Charlotte Ronda, which has been rumored too, is more money than the 4 horsewomen match. In my opinion.
They might.
I don't know if they'd go that way.
Because then
Ronda versus Becky is what you're saying? Is better? Yeah.
No, I'm saying like the title defense, no matter who it is, is going to be more, in my opinion, I think is more of a attraction than the 4 horsemen. Yeah, because if they're teasing it now, I mean, fuck, they're teasing it so many fucking times. But if they're teasing it right before WrestleMania, they're either going to do it at Mania or they're going to do it before, because they're not going to fucking what? They're going to wait till SummerSlam or Survivor Series in fucking August, November.
Yeah, they're not going to wait that long. Because you had Shayna Baszler, you know, talking on Twitter about how, you know, they're the real 4 horsewomen, and then Bayley tells her to shut up about her group, and you know, so each member is arguing and bickering back and forth, and it's you know, starting to heat up essentially.
Yeah.
I could see, you know, like you said, them doing it beforehand, but they've wanted it at Mania as well, so it really could go either way. Just as soon as Survivor Series was canceled with Becky and Ronda, from there everybody said, "Oh, that's it." They, you know, Nia Jax just put you in the main event at Mania, and I'm like, I don't think that's sold like everybody thought. I don't think it was a, you know, one and done. Yeah. I really think that's, you know, so many things had to happen for that to come to fruition, and it just doesn't seem all that clear cut.
Come to the love stick, baby. Come to the love stick. Listen, we gotta get fucking moving out of here probably soon. So, is there anything major else that you wanted to talk about, Jake? I mean, I wanted to really just talk about Revival and the Maria Kanellis and the people leaving,
and Mike getting out of the drug tests.
That's funny. I didn't even know about that until you mentioned that. That was
because it's just not something you consider. Adam Ant brought it up before, and I'm like, you're right. He's a magician, like Connor said. You know, it's a miracle.
WWE wants to know, hey, how the fuck did you eat like sesame flour for like a year? Like, how did you get out of?
About to get it, man. Here we go. About to get it, man.
Oh shit!
Here we go. Here we go.
The CKS show.
Joe teases better than WWE. He makes everyone hard.
I do, man. I will tease you all night long. CKS
Why do you think me and Jake are sitting down?
Yeah,
that's right. You can stand up and salute.
Do you know what they're sitting on too, man? They're sitting on a Jake DeMarco and fucking Connor. They're sitting on poles right now, like in their ass.
That's right, with balance. You got a teeter-totter.
Well, I have a swivel, so
it's like a unicycle.
Yeah, this is all because of my words too that have tickled you.
That's why I use the earbud to turn the volume up. Last thing I wanted to bring up is it's a silly story, but it is touching in a sense. AJ came out for a dark match with Daniel Bryan after SmackDown went off the air.
I'm just gonna leave the donations on now at this point.
Yeah.
Lewis, thanks, man, for the $1 super chat for supporting the show, man. I appreciate that, dude.
It's Louie now.
It's Louie.
It's just Lulu.
Louie. Remember Louie? That was a great show.
AJ takes off his shirt and throws it into the crowd, and two fathers grabbed the T-shirt at the same time, and they started a tug of war.
Oh boy!
And it looked like it was going to escalate. The other guy started to get violent. So it was 2 men. So there was a father and another guy, and the other guy started to get violent. So the father let the shirt go, and the little boy that he was with started to cry. Well, Styles was told about the kid crying.
What does the Fox deal mean for WWE?
Money.
It means a lot of money.
Lots of money.
A lot of money and a different person to cry about shit besides
And
USA
hopefully
Network.
More viewers as well. We'll see. But
Jared, thank you, man. Jared, I love you, bro. Thank you, Jared. Thank you guys for the donations tonight and for the support of the show. I really, really appreciate it. So then AJ did what?
AJ finds out about it when the match is over. So he actually brings the fan that was crying into the ring and talks to him. And the child had his own title. So AJ let him hold it up and act like he was the champion, and the fans that stuck around gave him like a standing ovation. They thought it was a very cool thing. And it just shows, you know, how much of a caring and considerate, you know, star that AJ is. So little things like that kind of, you know, restore your faith in humanity sometimes.
I got some rapid fire stuff real quick about Mania plans.
Alrighty.
Or rumored Mania plans. So supposedly, speaking of Styles, he's rumored to face Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I don't know where.
AJ Styles?
Yeah, Styles versus Orton.
Wow.
Yeah, because where else does he go once he loses to Daniel Bryan?
The rumor is Dean Ambrose versus EC3.
Yep, we had talked about that last night. That's interesting to me.
Weird. That is very kind of out of left field. And then for the women's tag team titles, whoever wins is.
This is a brief history of B&H, everyone's favorite photo and video store. The year was 1973. The Mets went to the World Series. The first cell phone call was made. And Bleamy and Herman opened a specialty photography shop at 17 Warren Street, New York City. They had a simple philosophy.
Be honest, treat people right, and they will come back.
Thanks, Irving. Also, free candy. And it worked. Over the next 20 years, we expanded and moved to West 17th Street, then 34th Street and 9th Avenue, and added more products. Lighting, binoculars, telescopes, audio, video, tripods, computers, printers, mobile, televisions, projectors, drones, and even more free candy. Now it's 3 stores and over 400,000 products and over 1,000 employees. We take millions of orders online and ship to 179 countries and counting. You can talk to us in person, on the phone,
B&H, how can I help you?
or online. Check out our checkout baskets. Also check out our checkout numbers. Also check out the flare on Moray's vest. And everyone's favorite part, our conveyor belt.
The benefit of the conveyor belt is you don't have to worry about the product or schlepping it around anymore until checkout.
Nice. These are the owners. They still come to work every day. They're around here somewhere. Anyway, this is Jeanette. Oh, sorry, she's busy. This is our warehouse. This is Yakov and Levy fighting over lighting kits. B&H is not a chain. B&H is open every day, except Saturdays, of course. Now you know almost the whole story. We are B&H.
Supposed to supposedly defend them against Trish and Lita at WrestleMania.
Yeah, because Lita and Trish said that they wanted to wrestle again. They had such a great time at Evolution.
Yep.
And that they enjoyed it so much that they wanted to go ahead and do it one more time. Now, WWE wants possibly to give Mandy and Sonya the titles as well. They're kind of deciding between Sasha and Bailey or Mandy and Sonya, I guess, at this point in time.
What the hell?
I can see Mandy and Sonya getting it maybe to be the first champions, and then Sasha and Bailey take it at the next pay-per-view, and then they go to Mania to face Trish and Lita. That would make sense.
I think Sasha and Bailey would be the first ones, because out of all of them, they're the 2 former women's champions, right?
I would say that there's time between Mania and the Rumble when they win the titles, right? So if Sasha,
it's Elimination Chamber that they win it.
Oh, right. So that's it. Because that's Mania.
The only thing after that is Fastlane.
Fastlane is after Elimination Chamber, really?
Yeah, they squeezed it in there this year.
What the fuck? Okay,
Chamber, Fastlane, and then.
It's odd because it used to just be one show after.
Well, I guess they're because Mania is like the 2nd Sunday in April, I think, this year. So because of that, they can squeeze in a pay-per-view in March.
Yeah. Well, that's fine for me, because then what will happen is, Sasha and Bailey win the belts at Elimination Chamber, and then they need someone to face it. Then they'll probably face Mandy Rose and her Sonya for, and then they'll retain the belts, and then they'll go to Mania.
Go on to Mania. I mean, that seems more likely, but I've said from moment one, it seems like Bailey and Sasha would be the ones to win it.
Yeah, but Yeah, I'm just sticking with that path. I mean, but maybe something.
They've been rumored to be the ones to win the belt since last year when this was even first being discussed.
Maybe, you know, maybe Bailey and Sasha will get screwed somehow, and then like next month or something they'll challenge on Raw and win the belts on Raw, something like that. I can see that happening too. Closer to Mania. That could be something that happens. Maybe not.
Ryan Satin put out a tweet that Big Slow just sent us. I'm trying to find out.
Ryan Satin tweeted out. Ryan Satin tweeted out. I take dicks in my ass.
He said that Kurt Angle says his niece was abducted today in Pittsburgh.
What?
Kurt Angle says my beautiful 16-year-old niece, Marjorie Quill, got abducted today by a 19-year-old guy. Please call the police if you have seen this girl. And he gives all of her information and the Amber Alert with it. So
the girl's 19 though?
No, she's 16.
Oh, the guy's 19. Okay.
The guy is 19. So
what the fuck? That's some creepy shit.
He actually posted. Yeah, he posted the picture of his niece and also who the abductor was.
Really? How do they? So this guy knows her and him and.
Yeah.
That's weird.
CM Punk will win the men's Royal Rumble. AJ Lee will return and win the women's Rumble.
Oh God.
I'm prolific, terrific, holistic, the brash not trash, dedicated, predicated, fornicated. Now I'm just rhyming stuff. Who cares? Wanna see my dick?
Anonymous, thank you. I have no idea why Sean Z just rhymes words that make no sense together for no reason whatsoever. And I hope Kurt Angle, they find that niece. That's terrifying if that's really scary. Unless it's just one of those.
Apparently this just came out, and not only that, this is the second time it's happened.
Oh, well then this is some kind of weird abuse then. This isn't even...
Yeah,
you know,
this is the second time this guy's abducted her in the last year, as the guy was arrested last March for a January 2018 incident where he held her against her will in an apartment for 4 days.
Time to put this guy away for life. Sounds like.
Yep,
or castrate him.
I live near Pitt. All the TVs and phones went off.
Wow. J-Card Wrestling, thank you, man, for the super chat.
Yeah, so it is a full Amber
Yeah,
Alert
you guys have stink bugs too, you cunts. You're the fucking reason. Sons of bitches in Pittsburgh, fucking Asia. Goddamn Asians. Sent there so you stink. Well, you know what though? The stink bugs are like, they don't really. I haven't noticed any stink, and number two is they don't do anything. So like every once in a while I see one in the house.
Annoying.
Yeah, they're just hanging out like a fucking, what's the word? J-Card, thank you. J-Card Wrestling, thanks for the donation, man. Anybody wants to do anything or say anything or doing anything before we get out of here, feel free to do it now. They're like praying mantises or something. They just sit, I mean, they're not that size, but they just sit there like, what's up? You eat some of your grass and your fruits? Got those around? I want to eat them. That's basically all they do.
Shit everywhere.
No, I don't think they shit. Jesus, dude. I don't think they shit.
No, they just stink.
If they shit, dude, I would be terrified. Then I would be... then there'd be a problem. Then I would be like, wait a minute. We need to get these fucking things out of here right now.
Well, up near where I work, we have what's called wood roaches. So they look like fucking cockroaches, but they just eat wood, but they look like cockroaches.
But they eat your house then.
Yeah. If you don't take care of them, they can be almost as bad as termites.
Well, honestly, these stink bugs that we have here right now aren't the flat one. They're like the longer one. They kind of look like cockroaches. So at first I was like, whoa, what kind of house
that might be them.
What kind of house did we buy? But no, I don't think that. I think it's called the Memorium something stink bug. And it's they don't do anything from what I understand besides eat your plants. So if you're like a fucking farmer or something like that, yeah, you got some problems. Yeah, you're fucked. But,
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, we've been okay as far as everything else goes. Because I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we traded these things in for the centipedes. Where we live.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Where I was,
fuck all that.
Where I was near Boston, every once in a while, at some point during the day, you were gonna see a centipede somewhere, and it's just they're terrifying, dude. They fucking skid across the ground. They look like they look like a mouse is running across the carpet. But then you realize it's not a mouse, it's a fucking bug that's this long with legs all over the place, and it's fucking terrifying. So, dude, these stink bugs, This is nothing. Like I see these, I'm like, oh whatever, dead. But this fucking centipede things, fuck off.
I remember
dude.
you freaking out one night. You had that ab like exercise wheel that you roll on the ground, and you were just staring at it, and you're like, why? And you brought the camera over and you showed that huge ass long centipede, just
that was
freaking
nuts.
out.
I forgot about that. That's funny. Yeah, that thing was huge, dude. I've seen them. They look like mice, but it's a centipede bug, and you're like, oh my god.
I hate bugs.
Like spiders don't even bother you after that. You're like, oh yeah, it's a spider, whatever. Centipede, you're like, oh, what the fuck is that? And I make that noise too, by the way. I do.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. Fuck is that? Step on it. Step on it, motherfucker. All right, so I think we're done. I think we gotta get out of here. It's like 1 in the morning. Fucking, I found a Primal in Diablo earlier. I'm pretty pumped about that. That's why I brought it up like 7 times now. I did my NXT sort of like reaction. Hell yeah.
It was me. I wanted a heel angle, a black mark on my history cause I am racist. Make me champ of monetize this and we will make America great again. Hashtag Qatargo.
That's Tommy NC, man. Tommy NC told me. One time he was like,
to realize what the fucking hashtag was.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my god, dude, I didn't either. Go Tard go.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The way it reads like Qatargo.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Go Tard, go.
Go
Transformers.
Tard, go.
Oh, you know what I forgot to bring up quick is that they said John Cena losing Monday was punishment for him missing Crown Jewel. For him getting to having to take the pin.
Are you joking, man? Come on. What?
He was just used to put Balor over. That's why he, gave him his seal of approval afterwards. People look too fond of things sometimes. I mean, I did.
Yeah, that just looked like a clear, like, we need to pass some kind of torch and shit. That wasn't...
Exactly.
What the fuck, dude? Who the fuck site wrote
Cena
that?
endorsing Balor at the end there, saying, you earn my respect.
Yeah,
that
that's
seems
punishment.
like a total plan. Yeah, John's done that a bunch of times before, too.
Yeah, where was
like I
the
said, I
punishment?
nitpick, but that's ridiculous.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. That is funny. I mean, I get what they're saying, but it's a good clickbait article. But there's no value to that, really, whatever.
And then Elias says that John Cena is jealous of him. So
well,
he said John Cena's been a thorn in my side almost my entire career. Every big event, whatever it may be, seems to pop up and make my life tough. It probably comes down to jealousy.
That is true.
People are wondering if they're going to have a WrestleMania match.
That part probably is true, though.
You think about it, Hey,
I'd be down with that. We like Elias, man. We like Elias.
Yeah, it would be fun. So,
guys, tomorrow night, Thursday night throwdown, live at 10 p.m. right here on my other channel. I'm sorry, my other channel, YouTube.com/corruptedpodcast on my other channel. And plus, don't miss Monetize This Friday night. Monetize This, the first one where I was really drunk last week.
Super chat.
Sorry, had to do it.
No, CK show. We love you, man. Listen. If you guys haven't been around for Friday nights on this channel, 11 p.m. it starts Eastern Time U.S. Monetize This. We don't talk wrestling. I think I'm going to get fucked up again. I might rip down my whole wall and piss all over the wall. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen? So be there this Friday night for Monetize This. 196, I believe. We are coming up to episode 200 of Monetize This after all these years.
Shit.
And you're almost at 61,000 subscribers. You're 6 away now.
Yeah.
Sub to the channel. Sub to the channel. Also, Connor from OKFabe was here tonight. He can, where's his face? Put him up there so he can give you a hug. Go subscribe to his channel, youtube.com/OKFaber.
Joe, I don't believe your story of walking into a door to get that black eye. Is Leah still beating you? Blink twice if you need me to call the police and get you into a support group. I'll make sure that monster never gets to you again. Love you, big boy.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I mean,
there's enough evidence.
Yeah,
he was waterboarded before.
You gonna cry about it?
That's like Naomi not knowing that Jimmy was, in the hotel room when it was on TV. Yeah. That made no sense. I mean, but
that's got over 1 million views already. Alexa's topless, air quotes as topless scene there is at 5 million views, I think.
Jesus.
Now.
Deftones, thank you, Deftones. Deftones, mwah. I kissed you, Deftones.
Deftones, I'm coming for your Just Cause 4 record. I think you beat me by 4 feet, you bastard.
A lot of new guys showing up to drop some love. I noticed a lot of new guys. Some of the old school are, you know, kind of missing, and then some of the new people showed up. It's weird how things change and evolve, you know, over this YouTube internet place.
Fluctuates.
It's like sad but happy at the same time. But you're sad to see the old people, you know, maybe go or miss. But then the new people come in and they fill the hole like a fucking hooker on a Saturday night when your wife says, "No, thank you.
I have a headache."
Yeah, I have a headache. I took care of the kids.
The neighbor's
all day.
bigger. You know, all those excuses.
The neighbor's bigger.
Bigger.
That's fucking
Why,
awesome.
Your wife doesn't say that to you?
No. Well,
Oh.
the neighbor's
I don't
car.
have-
You know what? You want to know one thing weird? That my neighbor's car changes like every 2 days.
Well, you know what's funny? My wife
Drug
says
dealer.
that, but we don't have a neighbor.
You don't have a neighbor?
Yeah.
It's just my dad. No. No. Yeah, my neighbor's cars change like every 2 days. It's very strange. I don't know what kind of job he has.
He's either an undercover FBI agent or he's a drug dealer.
Or
Well, from what-
dealership.
from what I mean, it could
No,
be.
no. You can't have something reasonable.
Dealership.
He's
Yeah,
like
not a
6
dealership. You gotta have something, you know, good fantasy.
He's like 6'5", and I heard that he was like he has something to do with sports. And
Oh yeah, he's definitely muscle for the mafia.
I'm wondering if he's like a agent or something. I don't know. I have no idea, but they're not home a lot.
Gay.
They're not home a lot either. That's the other weird thing. So it's almost like they have like multiple houses. I don't know, man. It's really bizarre. Just go introduce myself. Heistman wants me to have sex with him. Heistman Defoe has said that.
He wants to stay sexy. That's what it is.
No, he wants me to hook up with this guy. It's really fucking weird. I mean, I'm game.
You wanna see my dick? I'll take my dick out right now.
Oh my
I'm
God.
showing you entertainments. You wanna see my dick?
You couldn't tell that any better.
Do you want to see my dick? I will show you my penis.
This
I'm
motherfucking
Sean's view. Don't screw
It's Gorilla Strong!
my pee-pee.
See him put see him put.
Want to see my dick?
He's an old school guy.
You want to see
What's up to Gorilla? You know, they all just hate wrestling now is what it is.
I'm always here, Joe. Love you, homie.
Oh, thank you, Gorilla Strong. I appreciate that, man. No, I mean, I wasn't talking about you. You're always here, Gorilla. I just meant it's funny sometimes, you know, you notice how like people come and go, and it was over the last 6 years I've seen probably like five swings of changes of new and different crops of people come on in and out. By the way, has anyone seen PS Carnivore in a while? Is he still? I know he's still listening because I talked to him on Patreon, and he had his really bad car accident, and he says he still listens, but he just doesn't like type or get in the chats because of the concussion syndrome that he's in, and I know what that's like, dude.
Yeah.
So,
That's all.
just fucked up, man. I just love you, man. PS Carnivore, I'm gonna gobble your ass. Come down to Springfield, Mass. Actually, shit, dude, I'm a lot closer to you now. Now we can really hook up, bro. I'll come rub your head better. Show you some of that love. Fucking no. Rub your head better. What the fuck?
Rub this head.
I'll come down there and beast on you.
Let's beat!
Let's beat off.
Let's beat!
Alright, I just gotta do, before we get out of here, I gotta play this one done.
Fuck my ass. I just creamed. I just steamed. I'm shooting a laser beam. I just shit my
What the
fucking pants.
fuck? I just love that one, man. I just love it.
Just classic.
So that's about it. Like, I think I went through just about everything. You hit the Kurt Angle news. Two WWE stars reportedly recently requested release. I think that's the Maria Mike story. So there's really nothing new about that. I think a news story too came out about that like 3 months ago or 4 months ago too. We'd already kind of heard that they'd done that, and that was when around the time when they kind of announced their podcast was back. Remember that?
Yeah,
Like,
that was around September-ish. Then they said they wanted to leave the company.
it was like they were
I'm sitting here trying to find my live videos.
You know,
Good idea.
like if I didn't work for the UFC, I would love to go there and just like cover the weigh-ins as like a spectator.
But as unfiltered, no production.
Yeah.
You and me just talking shit.
Yeah. Yes. Like I don't like doing the weigh-ins. Stressful. I try to pronounce people's names. Piotr Yan. Right?
But it's going to be the worst job for me, definitely. If you want your names correctly.
Some of these Russian cats, their names are off the charts.
So there's only get more Russians.
A G and a Z, but you got to use a Y. You got to say it like a Y. Like, what?
Not for me.
What is the name? Yeah, I have to write it out phonetically.
How much longer do you think you do that? I don't know, just between
no one's listening. I don't know. I do enjoy it.
Thought about it?
Yes, all the time.
Really?
I cut way back. But first of all, I was doing too many of them. At one point in time, I was doing 24 of them. It was way too much. It was like half the year. Half the weekends of the year, I was flying somewhere to go do UFC.
But that's when you did international as well.
Yeah, it was too much. And that was before the UFC really, they started adding a bunch of people. Yeah. And it took a lot of the weight off of me. Yeah. I'm sad that I changed him. He changed him for a year.
I think he's really good, but sometimes it's just not a fit. Like I didn't find him, and maybe he didn't get his fair shot. I think he's one of the best commentators in the world, but it never felt right. Maybe because he didn't get to do it enough. He's brilliant at his job, but it never felt right to me. It was like watching Joe Montana play for the Chiefs.
Well, I'm selfish. He's my friend. I was happy he was there. I think he's really good.
I love Jimmy. I'm not saying I think he's great. I think he's gonna go on. So whoever finds him can be lucky. But it never, like, the writing was on the wall because you would see DC, who's amazing at it, see Paul Felder, who's amazing at it, Dominic Cruz, Michael Bisping. It's like, well, of course Jimmy's not gonna have a job. Like they're gonna use the in-house guys. That's the direction they go.
Yeah, I guess so. I wonder if he could do play-by-play. You know, like one of the ones in Anik doesn't want to do.
Anik does all the... Hey, Anik, go home to your kid. Don't you have like 7 daughters? Dude, go home to your fucking kids. John knows I love him, but I see him at Brazil, and then he'll post like 2 days sleep, you know, been on the road 19 days in a row. I'm like, dude, go home, bro.
You can't. He's the best. He's really good.
There's not a better commentating team in the history of combat sports than it's you, DC, and John Evans. That's the best.
It's fun. It's a fun.
DC's
fun
himself.
Yeah.
He's one of the best fighters of all time. John Anik's very fucking good. He's a brilliant dude, and then you do your thing, and that's.
He's DC's so loose too. Like he makes it silly.
He's a special dude.
Like when Rose knocked out Yoni and Jacek, he's like, Thug Rose.
That's what you want.
Thug Rose.
You can't pay for that. That's natural. That's no. You either got it or you don't, and he has it.
Yeah,
that's his future. Man.
Yeah,
that's his future.
Yeah, well, that's why everybody kind of wants him to retire. You know, that's why I think his family's kind of pushing for him to retire. And I talked to Crazy Bob Cook. He's like, I'd be happy to retire right now.
And I don't think the UFC is going to let him retire without facing John Jones for heavyweight division.
He certainly can retire if he decides to.
Not happening.
You don't think so? Nope. You're going to throw that big.
Because when you sit down and make a deal with the devil, and like, dude, I think about retiring. Very cool. Here's the thing: we're going to pay you this much to fight this monster.
You're going to be like that pen and go.
Yep.
I'm going to push that piece of paper across.
Dan's going to go through every time.
What is that?
Just do me a favor.
Number.
Just look at this. That Strip Steakhouse in Vegas.
Talking about 2 million pay-per-view buys. This is what you're doing.
Set for life.
He's probably set for life already.
I don't think so.
He made $4 million for Deadpool's.
Yeah, not sad. I don't think you're set.
He made. Who knows how much he made for Stipe? Who knows how much he made? I mean,
let's say after taxes, $10 million in the bank.
Is that set?
Get out of here.
You're gonna gold watch, bro.
Dude, that's not that crazy.
Louis C.K. has a joke in his newest set about buying gold watch.
What's he say?
I'll let you listen to it.
Me and him couldn't be more opposite. Yeah.
gold watch.
It's a gold watch, dog.
It's a gold Rolex.
It's a fucking gold Rolex, man.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. $10 million isn't going to last for you. You're too
No,
impressive.
$10 million would last me. I'm not that crazy. I don't think so. I'm crazy.
How long would it last? For the rest of your life?
$10 million, I'd be set with my investment, stuff like that. I'd buy property. I'd be
panicking.
Well, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't stop working. You know what I'm saying?
If you wanted to stop working, you wanted to...
I don't know. Have you ever thought about? Have you ever put a number where if I get here, I can chill out on? Like, I don't need to do. I have 17 podcasts. I don't need to do all that work. I don't need to do 9 sets a week at the Comedy Store and Improv. I know, but if I want to get 100%, if I want to get a podcast, then I do that. If I want to get good, but there has to be some material level financially where I can get to after. All right, I can chill out on this, but I'm not built that way. Every morning I wake up like, ah, fuck, everything's get going. Get going.
I don't think about retiring because I like what I do. So I don't think like, oh, I need to have X amount of money.
I'm not saying retire. I'm saying maybe cut back on all the shit you do.
I think it keeps me from being crazy too. Being active keeps me from losing my marbles.
Yeah,
if I just around the house, just falling with my demons,
depressed.
I don't think I'd ever get depressed.
Really?
No.
No, I get depressed if I'm not busy. If I'm with my son, I'm good. But you leave me alone? No, I'm like a gremlin after midnight. Don't leave me alone, man. I don't like being all by myself all the time.
Well, I have so many different interests that sort of one of the patterns that I've picked up my whole life is that I find things that I like to do and I do them as much as I can. I have so many different things, whether it's archery or martial arts, or I'd join the fucking pro pool tour. I would do something.
See, but everything you're talking about, what you're good about too, though, is you're doing that with friends. Like some of your friends are the best in the world at those things you just mentioned. So it goes hand in hand.
That helps. If you're alone with no friends, that shit is very.
That's when I can get a little dark. My brother goes on the road with me all the time. I've done tons of dates. And when he's not with me and I'm in that room all by myself for like 3 or 4 days, like, oh, I'm not happy, man. I'm not doing well. I don't know. That's probably something I need to talk to someone about, but I don't know.
That is a depressing thing when you're alone on the road. I used to do those gigs on the road with no opening act, way back in the day. And I would work with a local guy, and it was just not fun. If the local guy was cool, it was great. We had a good old time, and it was fun.
I like everybody, but if I'm all set on friends, so if you're not in my group, I don't want to spend time, like, I'm not going to go to eat with you. I'll see you at the venue. Like, I don't want to get to know each other. No, not really.
The book's closed.
It's a lot of energy, man. I talk for a living, so
if you didn't have to work ever again, what would you do with your time? Like, so what if, say, you hit the lottery, you won $500 million, you never have to work again?
I'd still do stand-up and podcasting. Yeah, guaranteed, yeah. If I'm not busy, like, I like being stupid busy. Like, I didn't, like, Theo and I have a new podcast. I didn't even do that. I already have a show on Showtime. But yet you did need to do that. Because I love doing it. Well, it's not for financial work.
I truly hope you'll step up, add your name to my list.
4, 3, 2, 1. Mr. Baker, how are you?
Mr. Rogan, I'm doing well. Thanks very much.
What's going on, man? What are you doing in town?
Just was in town doing some work on a sizzle reel for a show, a new show.
Can you talk about it? Can you tell people what it is?
Well, there's actually two of them. One I can talk about. I can tease it a little bit. The marketing department, I guess, has to approve everything that's said. It started out, it's going to be on the Discovery Network, I think, Science Channel. And we're starting the main filming in February, and we should be finished by the end of March. So, stand by. But it's started with a discussion about hidden budgets in the Defense Department.
Like dark art stuff?
Yeah, the show's going to be called Black Files.
And like UFO type shit.
Well, there's going to be some of that, but from a, not from a, did they land, did they not? We're really actually kind of tearing into some of the programs that were funded by, hidden money in the Defense Department. And
how do they do that?
Well, I mean, if you take like the CIA, for example. The agency's budget is hidden inside. It's not hidden, but it's placed inside the Defense Department, and it's a classified piece of information, obviously. Because
the Defense Department gets a certain budget, the CIA gets a piece of that, but nobody's allowed to know how much,
right,
or where it's spent,
right? Because obviously, the Russians, the Chinese, whomever would like to know, how much money is sent over to the agency, so that they can get a sense of size, resources, capabilities, that sort of thing. So that's where the show concept started. What is that money spent on? Both in the old days and now. So it kind of spans, historical operations and events and activities and special units, and it comes up to the present time and says, where is money being devoted now for new technology or new programs, new operations, new intelligence gathering efforts, whatever it might be. So I think it's got a lot of promise. Hopefully people tune in and find it interesting.
Well, people are always curious about where the money goes.
Yeah.
And I am. Who oversees it? Who gets to decide what gets spent on what and how much money goes where and who gets to know?
I do. That's my job. It's a good question. I think a lot of people would be surprised at the amount that we're talking about. And it's not the intelligence community. It's also the military, obviously.
Can you discuss the actual numbers, or could you discuss the numbers that they used to have?
We'll be able to discuss the numbers that went into past operations, but anything that's currently classified, obviously, we're not going to touch.
Right.
But we've been working hard, and the producers have been working very hard to get excellent access, where possible, and get cooperation where possible. It's going to be a fairly immersive effort. So.
What's the benefit of the CIA even divulging any of this information? Why would they cooperate? Why wouldn't they say, hey, shut the fuck up?
Yeah, well, and frankly, they should, and they have, and they will, but not necessarily with the agency, but with other departments, and certainly within the military. There's some information out there that's accessible. There's some ability to get them to cooperate on certain, again, declassified operations that just haven't come to light. Look, a lot of shit's been declassified over the years that's just never been looked at or talked about. Somebody maybe gets a wild hair up their ass and they say, I'm going to look into this program, and then they start, peeling it back. It's not that it's classified, it's just nobody's ever bothered to dig into that information once it is declassified. So, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of travel, some great people working on the program, but, apparently I have to keep it pretty much at that until the marketing department says, okay, here's what you can say.
Right. So eventually you'll be able to spill the beans, tell us everything that happens.
Exactly.
So if they're making something like the B-52, if they're making a stealth bomber, if they're making some spaceship-looking thing, you're talking this insane amount of money in research and development and the budget of these things, and they have to keep all that under wraps.
Yeah, shit, yeah. I mean, look, you go back to the old days of the U-2 program. The U-2 program was developed, designed, built, maintained, flown by the CIA all those years ago, right? Now, that was a massive effort and a lot of money. And it was done under budget, and it was done on time. In part because I think, things were a little bit easier back then. And we weren't all pissing on each other up on Capitol Hill. But, so it's programs like that I think will surprise people when they find out both who was running it, who was responsible, and to the degree possible, what did it cost us? and
Yeah.
you know who was involved, and to what degree did it lead to something else that we're doing now. So anyway, there's a lot of you know threads to pull on. I think it should be a lot of fun.
So there's constantly projects that are in development that people, other than the people that need to know, the general public has no idea. Like that's always the people on the outside, folks like myself. You look at you go, I wonder what kind of shit they have that they don't tell us about. Like that's what you always want. Like what kind of invisibility cloak, what kind of crazy, you know,
that would be good.
Dark matter weapons. Like what are they doing?
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, you get these incredibly smart people. But it comes down to, it's as simple as this. Somebody gets an idea. They're sitting around a table. It's not unlike going out with your buddies and drinking and thinking, you know, somebody comes up with some, you know, dumbass idea. The next thing you know, it turns into a TV show or something. But it's not unlike that. A lot of smart guys sitting around a table thinking, well, here's the problem. How do we resolve it? And the key is to do it creatively, right? To come up with, because if you get a bunch of engineers sitting around a table, you hope that they're not all approaching it from the same point of view, right? It's like with an operation. If you got a high value target out there, you got to figure out how to get access, get to them. You want ideas coming in from all directions. You don't want to you know, squelch creativity. And believe it or not, I mean, the intel community, the military, they've been enormously creative over the years in developing new technologies and developing operational ideas and methodologies. So it's what we're trying to do is shed some light on that.
Well, I would imagine there's a certain amount of, I don't want to use the word fun, but that's really the right word. Like some of it's got to be fun to develop this stuff and to implement it and go out and get bad guys with it and to see your project come to fruition and actually have a positive effect on the world.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if you, you know, it really is. It's that simple because, you know, in operations anyway, you know, you engage in something out there in some, you know, place around the world, wherever it may be. And, you know, you realize as you're walking away that, yeah, there's not a lot of people doing this at this moment on the planet, right? I mean, so the operational activity itself is enormously entertaining as long as it goes right. But it's also the build-up. It's all that homework that gets you there, right? It's like the takedown of Bin Laden. We didn't just happen to get lucky and rock up on his doorstep, right, in Abbottabad. That was 8 or 9 years of fucking hard work, right? Heavy lifting, chasing down countless bad leads and doing enormous amounts of surveillance, street work, and tracking down assets and doing, I mean, just the hard work that eventually allowed the, you know, all those guys from the team to land and do their job.
What's interesting to me too is that the guy who's writing the book about all this stuff and talking about, you know, the man who shot Bin Laden, that guy's persona non grata in the community. Like you talk to the other SEALs, they're like, you don't do that.
Right.
You don't do that. You don't write books about that. You don't talk about that. And you do it for a short-term gain. You know, you make some profit off of it, but you lose the brothership.
You lose yeah, exactly. You're kind of on the outs in the club, but I will say this: the reason why I think the horse got out of the barn on that whole issue of guys writing books or getting out there and talking about specific operations is because senior commanders and senior people, right, people that came out of the top levels of government, started writing their memoirs. You know, started revisiting history while it was their watch, and coming up with, you know, their explanations for history. And I think all the guys below, you know, junior ranks and street level operators, they looked at that and thought, well, what the fuck, if they could do it, why not me? And because you got to set the tone from the top, and I think that's where it got all, you know, kind of sideways.
Plus, when you have someone who, you know, has a crazy story like Marcus Luttrell and it becomes an amazing movie, it also, it does help the community, right? Because it gets a bunch of people that are really interested in becoming a SEAL. It gets people to appreciate the unbelievable sacrifice and hard work that's involved.
Yeah, I think that there is an upside.
Right?
Yeah, there's an upside to it, but I think